Hello and welcome back one more time.
Jesus.
Whoa, that was very aggressive, Derek. Very, very.
He's just there.
All that eye contact. I was not ready for that. I was not prepared.
That was like a jump scare.
That was.
Holy shit. So, how y'all doing?
Welcome back to the 2024 Vanguard GT for round 5. A little surprise from Derek there. So we are watching here on the top table. We're watching Derek Sennstrom versus Marcelo Rouco. And let me get those lists handy. This is going to be another Order of the Green Lady, because that's just been our theme for this.
I think we've done 5 Order of the Green Lady rounds.
I think the Order of the Green Lady has been on the top table.
We did it
through like what, 3 different players.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah. America.
At least we got away from Northern Alliance. So this is going to be a Halfling versus Order of the Green Lady matchup, and they're going to be playing Pillage, and they're putting out Pillage tokens.
They're doing tokens. It looks like for the most part, you see a little bit of. We see one in the woods on Derek's side. We see one next to the building further towards Marcelo's side. And then you have 2 in the back towards the forest on Marcelo's side, the rough terrain on Derek's side. Then you have 3 going down the middle. So very open table as far as the objectives go. Nothing crazy. Sometimes when you see pickup games or some people on the stranger side that you end up seeing tokens in the corners, crazy shit like that. We do not have that this game. So those are all objectives, so people will be trying to pick those up at the end of the game and by being within 3 inches of them with the most unit strength. So no picking up of tokens, it's just scoring at the end of the game. We'll see how that goes. It is not bad. So they look like they're just going over some things right now before they start deploying. Once again, for those of you joining us for the first time right now, if you look at the board, it is a kind of dwarven underground themed city board. So the pillars that you see are actually forests, and the treasure chests and such are your difficult terrain, which are in fact height 2. And then obviously buildings, water feature, and hills look like buildings, water feature, and hills.
Yep. And we just heard what their bonus objectives are. So Derek is going to be attempting to sever the head. Route more non-scoring enemy units than your opponent routes. You may only select this objective if your opponent begins the game with at least 1 non-scoring unit. So that means he's going to be looking to hunt druids, basically. Yep. Druids and unicorns and the Green Lady. And Marcelo picked, what was it he said? Over to the private chat. Which one did Marcelo pick?
Hold the line. Another hold the line.
Hold the line. So Marcelo's trying to keep more of his unit strength on his own side of the table than Derek gets onto Marcelo's side of the table.
It looks like Marcelo is choosing the left side of the table.
All right. Update
there.
Okay. We get that updated. We will take a look at their lists here in a second.
That we shall.
Someone is popping into the. Nope, I got it backwards. No, that's Derek on the left side.
Now it's Derek on the left side. Oh, I saw Marcelo go around.
That's okay. Or maybe they are. Maybe they are. Hold on. They're thinking about it. Let's take a look at lists while they're doing this.
Let's do lists.
They're figuring.
Let's figure their goddamn lives out.
That's right. Rip again. Share. There it is. Boom. Okay. Right on. So this is Derek's Halflings. We've seen it before. We're about to see it again. It's 2 regiments of Braves, 3 regiments of Poachers, 3 regiments of Juggers. They've all got Relentless. One's got Jesse's Boots, and the other's got one of the others has Brute Strength. One's Naked. He's got double Harvesters, 2 Iron Beasts, one with the Pride of the Shire, 1 Muster Captain mounted with Sure-Footed, and 2 Sorcerers, one with Inspiring for 15 drops and 26 unit strength.
Yep. And the only correction there, you got 1 regiment of Braves and 1 horde of Braves.
Oh, 1 regiment of Braves, 1 horde. My fault.
So the horde of Braves are big boys. And then on Marcelo's side, another Order of the Green Lady list, but different still. The small differences between all of them. He has a men-at-arms retainers regiment, He has an Order of Thorn regiment with Sacred Water. We have only 2 units of the Orders of the Knights of Redemption regiments, one with Blessing the Gods, one with Brew of Sharpness, which we've been seeing in each list. You have 3 Orders of the Forsaken Hordes. One has Jesse's Boots, one has Helm of Drunken Ram, one has Brew of Strength, so extremely powerful. And we have 3, a Druid with the Conjurer's Staff, Heal 2, Bane Chant 2, the Avatar of the Green Lady, of course, and a Unicorn with Knowledgeable for Host Shadow Beast. So...
And we have Ray Shields joining us for the final. Hey, Ray.
Hi.
Hi, Ray.
Thank you for letting me join.
Yep. So we got that there. 15 drops,
sorry, no,
24
13.
unit strength.
13 and 24
drops, 24 unit strength. So the Unicorn with the Host Shadow Beast will be probably the newer thing that we'll see out of the 3 Order of the Green Lady lists. Casting it, I guess, on itself.
Yep.
To give itself 8 attacks total, which is pretty gnarly. 5 of those will be at Crushing Strength 3. So hell of a bomb right there. A notable thing with Marcelo's list is it's a little bit towards some of the older lists we were seeing last year. Lots of items on everything, and the Forsaken are really, really hard hitting.
Yep. So they have placed all of their tokens, as we were discussing before. Ray, we're playing Pillage.
I think one of the issues that may or may not come up is I think one of the issues that may or may not come up is the impact or lack thereof of phalanx in that halfling army. Because Marcelo, with the hard-hitting units, will be able to punch just about anything he hits in the halfling army.
He will. Now, at the same time, some of that may not as much matter because a lot of these units he would be wounding on 2s anyway. But we'll see how it goes. Derek did just play against OGL and just took him down last round. So he's also kind of gotten a warm-up into OGL literally an hour ago. We'll see, though. The Forsaken are very hard-hitting.
They are. Let's check out the reverse. Well, I guess they're still talking about deployment here.
Yep. And on a Marcelo's, actually a little bit easier for him than Dale would have a time against this army. We're doing objectives this time, so he doesn't need to pick up anything and hinder his speed in any way, shape, or form.
Nope. And again, for bonus objectives, Dale is looking to kill some individuals, and Marcelo's looking to not allow any of Derek's unit strength to get onto his half of the table. And unlike the other Order of the Green Lady list, he does have a couple of infantry regiments that won't mind kind of staying back on his side of the table and holding on to some objectives, and also providing unit strength for that bonus. So this is a pretty good one for him to kind of double up on tournament points or victory points for the scenario and his bonus objective.
Yeah, which seems like we've seen a few of the OGL players go for that.
Yeah,
this tournament so far, it's a really good plan for their army.
It's a smart play. That's kind of why I give people a list of ones to pick, because I want to see like who's paying attention and thinking about like for this matchup, for this map, for this scenario, what's the easiest thing for me to do.
And we have so far this weekend seen a few people where they're taking that into account to get it, so it's in their head, which is nice.
Yep. Adds a little twist. Adds a little asymmetry to the game. I kind of like the game with a little bit of asymmetry.
Well, honestly, win or lose, you can get 10 tournament points if you get your objective every single game, right?
Mm-hmm. So that was something I really failed on last year, Mark, is I utterly failed on the 2-point objective tokens last year. And so you're right. It's something you have to take into account, almost from a list building perspective.
Yeah, and I think especially if it's like your first year in Vanguard sometimes, or you don't have people telling you about it, or you don't look at it close enough, you're like, I'm just going to a GT. Like, same thing with, there's one more piece of terrain. Difficult terrain is height 2. There are these objectives. We had a few people from our group that did actually build lists and change their standard for the year for this event because they're like, oh, I'm not going to be able to shoot people as much. Like, things like that. But it can be hard to keep those optional objectives in mind too, because if the game's not going well for you anyway, sometimes you got to throw all your units in just to survive. But it's been pretty good. We've seen a lot of people thinking about it this year so far, at least on the stream. So we shall see how this goes. I think they're still just clarifying some things, waiting to start their full deployment.
Yep, talking through their lists, making sure everybody knows which unit is which. Yeah, so it looks like there is one objective kind of in the woods on the on Derek's side. The pillars there, kind of towards the bottom of the screen. Looks like there's what 3 across the middle.
There's 3 across the middle, and then you have 2 on each side, effectively. You have 1 in each of the forests, 1 in the difficult terrain on Derek's side, and then you actually have a token underneath the house on the bottom right side. I think Marcelo's unit is either on top of it right now or just kind of blocking it this time.
Okay, got it.
So very equal in their placement of the tokens.
Yep.
And it'll have a lot
when
of
you
play.
both have when you both have armies with a couple of units that you bring just to stand back and have camp on objectives, you end up seeing that kind of token placement. You can tell that they're both kind of thinking like, I want 2 on my side to park a couple of units on. Same guy thinks the same thing. So they're probably going to both end up camping on the 2 on their side, and really the fighting's going to be over those ones in the middle.
It's a very safe placement for people who are thinking to themselves, well, what if I lose the roll to choose side? Some people don't do that. I've seen somebody put 4 tokens on one side of the map and then just tell somebody they're going to get it, and did. And I was like, well, I guess. Also, I've seen in a lot of games that I've been in also, some people just put tokens in the corners of the map.
Right.
It happens sometimes, and that sucks if you're playing an elite army. You play against somebody who's playing undead, they're like, I'm just going to camp a zombie regiment here. You're like, great.
Yep.
Or Comadons, things like that, scoring monsters to shoot.
Yes.
It's
Excellent
gnarly
units
stuff.
for that kind of thing.
So these guys look like they're just going to try and battle it out, and they're going to have a lot of tokens. They can just hit the center of the board. So turn 5 and 6, everybody's going to be running everywhere. It's going to be awesome. And we shall see.
Derek currently sitting on 83 battle points and Marcelo at 81, so very slim margin between first and second here.
Yep.
Bart Kohler's in third with 72, so 9 points behind Marcelo. And then Alan Boehner has 69. Nice. In fourth, just 3 points behind Bart. Dale Motley also is only 3 points behind Boehner. So there's a big cluster of Nerdhammer guys at the top, and depending on how their games shake out, like they are in a good position to potentially win the cup if they have a good round here.
I think they'll. I honestly think they'll win the cup, even if Derek wins, maybe Gabe wins. Our next up would be Brad, who's pretty down there.
Yeah.
At only 40-something points. So
yeah,
we might be looking at trying to steal it back at ACO. We'll see how it goes.
Maybe, yeah, definitely.
At the end of the day, we deserve everything that happens to us, so I wouldn't really worry about it very much.
Yeah, Dojo definitely wants to see Derek and Gabe win, but if both of them lose, then Nerdhammer's probably going to take it.
Absolutely. So it's been very interesting. So Ray, I don't know if you've been following along with any of this over the weekend, but we've had OGL on the stream in all 5 games.
Wow, I was tracking closely yesterday with Dale's rise close to the sun, because he won the
Into
first
excellence.
game.
Yep.
And it sounds like he probably won the 3rd game before falling from grace today, or
yes. Yep. He just lost last round.
So
now, Ray, you're no
was my
stranger
pick.
to OGL.
I would pardon?
You're no stranger to OGL. I don't know if you're currently playing them or not, or if you went back to Trident Realms.
I haven't played OGL since Crossroads, and it's funny you talked about placing 4 in your objective, because that's what Mike Ireland did to me.
That's the example I was using from Crossroads, because I was on his team and watched that, and it was madness.
It was absolute madness, because he was like, here's the 4 objectives. They're on my side. You're playing OGL. You're going to come to me. And I'm like, shock troops with phalanx and me coming to you. This is not what I want. So
he just had that look of madness in his eyes. He's
like,
I'm going to get this side of the table. I was like, okay.
And it requires you winning both table side and token placement to guarantee the 4.
And he's just a psychopath.
And he got it.
Sometimes, Ray, some men just want to watch the world burn, and sadly, you're on the other end of it.
Well, and you know what? He totally deserved it, because I beat him at the tournament before Mountaineer, where I did not deserve to win because he outplayed me. So,
all the dojo people deserve everything that happens to him. Don't feel bad for him. So,
I think you and I are due a rematch, because you trounced me last time we played.
That was accidental, but don't worry about that. I think if you and I played that matchup 5 times, I had Glade Stalkers. I think you probably get to me before I can take you down. I mean, now that list lost 5 unit strength and changed in points not at all, so who even cares?
Well, we have the first placement going down, which
Yep.
looks
We
like
do.
Marcelo's token unicorn.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
That's gonna be a. No, I think that's his Pegasus.
Yeah.
He does have the 3 pegs as you do with Order of the Green Lady, so the junk drops open.
Yeah, now the unicorn is flying or not? No, it's not flying because it would have to be an individual.
No.
And that was a significant nerf to the Order of the Green Lady, with the unicorns losing their built-in heal or lightning bolt 5
Yes.
for no change in point. So
His unicorn does get it with the Wind Bane Cloak, I think. Upgrade or item. Wind Bane Cloak.
They get ensnare.
It gains ensnare
flying
against things with fly. Okay.
Yeah.
But
so
he
that
lost
item
his-
actually have no
I
use
see.
in this matchup, but
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I think OGL needed that tone down just a little bit.
Oh,
It was
absolutely.
getting a little unbearable to a sense, and still, just out of this, like I said, for the most outside of round 1, which just happened to be on table 1, OGL has been on top table all weekend. And it's just a very crushing army. All the units are always live for the most part, so it's a very, very good list. Very good faction.
Yeah, and we can see there's Marcelo's placement of all 3 of his pegs. Whereas on Derek's side, looks like he's put down maybe some Braves and a Harvester. Or maybe a unit of Poachers on the other end. Let's flip back over to the other side and see. Those look like Poachers.
Yep, there goes the Iron Beast. I think he's dropped the Poachers and the Iron Beast so far. Maybe the Harvester?
Yeah, it looks like a Harvester, Iron Beast, and a Poacher unit.
The Harvester might be higher up than 12 inches, though. That might be just him just sitting there. We'll see.
Now, I am kind of surprised because the Harvester and the Iron Beast are not the quickest. And it looks like there's only 2 objectives on that side, so the Harvester might almost be out of the game at that point if you choose to ignore it.
I think the Harvesters will be in the center, just starting to punch people in the face. As one thing with Halflings, they are not without their teeth, of course, but they are one of the very rare armies that has effectively no access to Bane Chant. There's not a lot of ways to augment their strength, so they're going to have to go be the big hitty boys. And
Another Harvester down.
There's a Harvester down. Yep. Okay, yeah, the Harvester on the bottom there is placed. Right. All right, our first night drop.
That's Redemption. Yeah, Order Redemption.
Now, luckily, in this game a little bit, it does look like we have our Vanguard GT
Elite
item indicators.
Yep.
So we'll be able to actually tell which units are what. We can see the Sharpness unit right there, Thunderous.
And the one that was just deployed has Elite,
So that will be a little easier for us, if not for us, for our man on the ground, Sean. Will be providing us with information as we go. There's the Sharpness.
Sharpness Knights going down the top in front of the other peg by the pond, yep.
Yeah. Now, I'm actually very excited to see this game because Dale's list had so much just cab hitting power. Even Centaurs can still hit pretty well. They hit on 3s. They have a thunderous start. Marcelo is the only person I saw this weekend with the OGL that was actually running some infantry. So he has some objective play he can run around and not have to risk. And you don't feel bad about keeping it there, losing that hitting power. So that should actually be really neat to see in Pillage. Yeah, and it'll also be horrifying to see what the Unicorn with Host Shadow Beast does to people, as we've been watching Dale's Exemplars with only 3 attacks run around and hit people.
Yep.
So I think that's the Avatar of the Green Lady right there, deploying in the water.
As you do. Yep.
As you do.
Where she belongs.
Where she belongs.
Lounging by the pool.
I think he gave the Wingbane Cloak to the Unicorn to not only down the Flyers and other units, but to also take away their Nimble. But does that make any sense? Because if you do a wound, they can't be nimble anyway. So I'm not sure why he
They can't, but if he somehow fails, or the other cool thing is if he gets into combat and takes a wound, the next turn he's stuck with just regular Unicorn attacks. It wouldn't matter. Still stuck. Still lose your Nimble. So that's kind of cool. or he was just hoping if he turns it and flying units that fly into them go to hit him, he can just survive for a round. Buys him an extra turn for 10 points. That's incredible in its own right, in my opinion. All right, we have our first Forsaken drop.
Just not an item you often see used.
You don't? Yeah, you don't. I don't think it's a bad item. I do not think it is a bad item, but yeah, I think it's one that for 10 points, you do see it get overshadowed, right? So there's a lot of items out there on individuals for 15 points. You get that 5 more points, they can do all kinds of cool stuff. We'll see. Maybe we're not going to see it quite come into play this game because he doesn't have any flying.
So how many tokens are on the north side? By north side, I mean above the tower.
Above the tower, you're going to have the token on the hill.
I see that one.
And you're going to have a token in the forest on the right, and a token in the difficult terrain on the left. So yeah, 3 total above.
Because this is me just looking at this deployment to date and seeing Derek's focus on the south. And I'm like, if there's 3 tokens in the north, all I have to do is get the center one as well, and I have 1.
So on the flip side, there's 3 tokens on the bottom too, and then the middle.
Right, but that means that the fight's in the middle, and you can kind of be like, that's what I have to hit.
I feel like I feel like unless, like I said, with the crazy deployment of tokens, when people deploy things equally, I feel like fight for the center is normally what happens anyway. Once again, that depends on how people want to place their tokens, but when you get 2 players who are taking their time, being careful, you don't know what side you're going to get, so you just place them pretty equally.
In
my experience.
The max on these guys is
Grand Forsaken is down.
you don't have the aura
And we're moving right along. Yeah, I do really like the Brew of Grand Forsaken.
I actually prefer Brewer Strength Redemption, but I just hate playing the Horde packs.
Well, yeah. But when I played, when Marcelo and Jordan Bolin were running the same OGL list, basically, and they had all of those items on the Forsaken, it was pretty soul-crushing to just, they kill anything they hit, you're like, damn. Are you doing that? Did it work? No. Just unplug it. Woo! We did it. Oh, my mic's unplugged too, I think. Ray, are you still here? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just put myself
Okay,
on mute.
beautiful.
I wasn't sure where the echo was
we're
coming
good.
from.
We're good. So,
Oh, are they beginning scout?
we're doing scout movements right now. Yep. So you got the 3 scouts from the poachers who, in the update, became very, very awesome units. In my opinion, they continue to have their 4-up to hit on their range attacks. When they had 5s, you had to use the formation to give them the 4-up. Now they just come with a 4-up. They still have the vicious in melee and hit on 4s in melee, which is weird for a ranged unit.
Well, they're like mini glade stalkers now.
Yeah, but I kind of like that. It's not bad for halflings. And then you saw, obviously, the Juggers got their super big boon where they...
Juggers are awesome.
Yeah, they gained the Thunderous up to Thunderous 2, which I thought was pretty incredible. We're seeing a very interesting deployment from Derek, though. He's very much in the entire right of the table, which he did not do last game. He might be playing, though, for, like I said, he might be trying to play for his 3 and just fight for the center, which he maybe just feels comfortable with. Don't know if it's the right move or not. Time will tell.
And that's what I was talking about by him giving up the bottom 3. It's like, okay, so you're playing for the center token. And
yes. Now, what's creepy about that in its own right is that if Marcelo keeps his Pegasus out of the fight, they can go grab tokens and stay there, which drops out his chaff. But the more worst thing for Marcelo is any unit he keeps behind outside of just the 2 infantry blocks to go take objectives. It's really bad for him because the hitting power, you want to get that into people as much as humanly possible. But
so this
I'd
is
say
a case in point where Marcelo trying to do the turn, but I think by doing the turn, the pivot, you either should have kept them a bit back so the hill's not in your line of sight, or move them forward another inch and be still facing the far wall, but on the hill, so you can see the halflings when they come up.
Right. We'll see if it comes into play. Yeah, so he didn't have the range.
No,
we'll
because he wanted to do the pivot. But if he had doubled, he would have been easily on the hill.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. Of course, then you have to worry about whether or not you're in range of being charged by the Iron Beast, which would probably not be good.
Yeah, and it gets weird with the halflings because they have the wild charge aura that's possible up to 3. Yeah, we just unplugged you real quick. Your mic was pouring sound into our bodies. We got Mike back. So we're on Marcelo's turn 1. He went first.
But it looks like it's been an excellent tournament. And you worked out all the kinks on the video screen. I like having the 2 cameras.
Yeah, for now. We're gonna get different cameras, and our goal for Masters is to have 3.
Yeah.
Why 3 cameras? Just out of curiosity.
So I want to do 1 on each side, and I want to do a top down. I know a lot of people don't like top down, but that's because lots of times you cheat top down, it's all people use, which I don't agree with. Makes it hard to unit sometimes. But it's very, very good for finding out where the objectives and everything are going to be if we can't see them. And if we can see over units to see characters and such, I think it'll just clarify better.
Yeah. And also, just having Sean in the room watching and answering questions for us as we go is super helpful as well.
Yeah, having a man on the ground is probably going to be essential, which we didn't think of, but great.
I didn't think we would have. I wasn't sure how available Sean was going to be during all this thing. I didn't know if there was other stuff we're going to need him to do. Or
so outside of that, the only other cameras you could really go for is maybe one for dice, but at the same time, it gets difficult to kind of tell players they're going to have to roll their dice at a specific place if their preference is to roll them on the table where units are, things like that. You're kind of fucking with them at that point. And personally, I just kind of don't believe in that in itself. Some people just have ticks while they play games. It helps them keep their shit together and perform at their best. So we'll see. Ray, are you going to be commentating any of Masters? Are you going to Masters?
I have my ticket. I have daycare arranged.
Hell yeah.
All the key things that did not line up for this weekend are in place for Masters. My parents will not be traveling around in Australia, so
good.
Once
we can get hammered and fight Gil.
We can absolutely get hammered. I will be there Sunday night, so.
All right.
I'm also dragging along at least 3 other Canadians. So
that's good. We need that.
International representation.
Oh yeah. Yeah, my
so it looks like the turn has switched, and Derek is now going.
Yep. Yeah, my War Machine days, Canadian players were the toughest players to play against outside of maybe Australians. They beat the hell out of everybody. They were so nice about it.
You probably still know them then, because it's going to be Ben and Nathan and Mike. Or John McCready.
John McCready?
Yeah. I know John McCready, yeah.
Love the McCreadys. Great people.
But we're all jumping into a van and driving down together. So
That's the best kind.
Road trip it.
road
Definitely
trip.
seeing some talk of intent right here. I see the proxy bases coming out and angles being measured. So
Are we
hopefully
already onto the bottom? Oh, we already are.
Oh,
Yep,
My
we're
bad.
there. Good thing about OGL, they move, and that's them normally. Really important thing to note, you see that unicorn front and center just ready to 20-inch to wherever the hell he wants to go. With Pathfinder, which is rad, and that potential 8 attacks with post Shadow Beast, which can break someone. It's really intense, so he has to really, really look out for that. Yeah, that's a brutal individual, I'll say that.
Yep. Derek again for the 2-point bonus objectives, looking to do sever the head and kill some of Marcelo's non-scoring units.
All right, so Derek moving up in the forest right there to make sure he has that line of sight out to everything, I imagine. Just in case. I think he might be planning to see his poachers go bye-bye this upcoming turn. Still talking and clarifying, which is good. Communication is key.
Yep. Kings of War can be a very clean game when played correctly, and that means pre-measure things, state your intentions, get buy-in from your opponent, mark your units, use proxies.
Oh, did he back up his?
He did.
Oh.
They have nimble, if that was what you were concerned about.
No, I'm just surprised he backed them up.
He might just be trying to stay out of the 20 in case Marcelo can find a way into that.
Yeah, he's been keeping the Juggers back as a second line here.
Just paid off.
Green Lady.
Just paid off. It's going to be interesting now because, like I said, he kind of gave up that entire top of the board. So last game we saw the Juggers just turn and run to the other side, and I don't know if we'll actually see that in this game. He's going for more of the castled up thing. So we'll see if that pays off. I haven't seen him do this yet with his army. And Marcelo's units hit very, very hard.
Yep. Alpha Strike Order of the Green Lady.
Yep. All right, we'll see what he does with this.
Let's flip over to the other angle so we can see that other end of the table.
Yep.
Yeah, that
there's a
one
whole lot of
lone
nothing.
poacher is feeling very, very sad.
Those poachers are going to get taken to the 7th Circle of Hell somewhere. Someone is taking them by the end of this game.
Yep.
Shooting with poachers, or ochers, as they are called.
We're back on the other side of that tower. Let's flip back around.
See if we do some wounds here. I don't actually know who he is shooting at. Maybe the unicorn? 2 wounds. I couldn't tell you with that. There we go. I think that's the unicorn. We're looking at cover because the difficult terrain is height 2.
Yeah.
Yes, yep, all the unicorn. And this is very, very interesting because unlike the other matchups, there's no centaurs to be seen here. So as far as shooting goes, a lot of the targets are all defense 5 with a lot of healing options. There's not a lot of great targets for shooting against Marcelo's army here. He has the rest of them hidden pretty well.
Yep.
Because the poachers are just not going to move that fast and don't care to.
But the unicorn is a non-scoring unit, so if he takes it down, that can be 2 points, 2 bonus tournament points.
Absolutely. The unicorn is a 12-14, so I mean, if you're going to lucky waiver something by doing 2 wounds, he's the one to go for.
Yeah.
Unless you can get a Pegasus, but as you can see, Marcelo looks like he's hiding his Pegasus somewhat. All right, going for it. Yeah, I think for the most part, the shooting will just kind of do what it does. I don't even know what that is. All right, looks like for the most part everything's just kind of hanging. So we're going to the top turn 2.
All right.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. I guess we'll just wait for the Marcelo pull the trigger turn. See
Yeah.
if it's this turn or next turn.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
well, so much for the poacher's long life.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't know if we call that the trigger pull, but
Big commitment there. Putting a Horde of Forsaken in to kill poachers in terrain.
that's the Forsaken walking amongst the treasure chests and accidentally stepping on poachers.
Yeah.
What is this?
Yep. So the question there is after that. Well, I guess sending that Pegasus that way, he could be basically planning to have them tag out with those Forsaken after they kill the poachers
Right.
to pick up that
Yeah.
token and hold it until the end of the game.
And this is very, very interesting for Derek's choice of his castle up deployment. I didn't know if that was going to end up paying off or not, because with the Forsaken over there, they'll be able to start swinging around if they want to.
Oof.
He does have the cavalry unit there to kind of hang out a little bit.
So, question: if you're Marcelo at this point, like I know he's thinking about going in, but do you really want to? Like we discussed, and the battle's now the middle token.
I think some of that is also the worry of, whereas the shooting may not have been that effective, you never know if he's just going to start going, and then you're just losing units while your guys are standing there watching.
Yeah.
Which is a worry. I mean, it might not happen at all, but just saying, I can
But
imagine
I'm
that being
saying-
a worry for someone.
I think you can take your time, because if you could take your time till the Forsaken can swing the door, that puts you in a far superior position.
Yeah, and he might be doing that. He moved the unicorn back. He just moved some infantry up. He might not be going in this turn at all. Yep, unicorn out behind there.
And it also buys you some time on the clock too, because you're like,
Yeah, and as long as he stays out of like 13 inches of the front lines, he'll probably be fine.
and it is joyous that I don't have a dog in this race, since neither an aristocrat nor Dale is playing.
Yeah. I'll just be interested to see who wins. It's whoever. I hate everybody, so that's fine.
Now, the Juggers do have nimble, so they could respond to the threat on the flank very quickly if they choose to.
Yes, absolutely.
And we have
Depends on
seen
how
him.
Marcelo decides to move up.
And we have seen Derek redeploy Juggers from the back line mid-game based
Halflings
on
will surprise you.
based on how the first couple of turns went. Yeah.
Halflings will surprise you.
Yep. You may not have a horse in this race, Ray, but oddly enough, the Nerdhammer guys kind of do. Like the Nerdhammer guys kind of want Marcelo to play spoiler here.
Yeah, and just crush Derek down. And
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're going to get the cup regardless, like, even if Derek wins, because it's only one person. I'm not sure we have anybody
Well,
close enough.
They have two guys playing each other though, so
They got a lot of points though.
they do.
They already got three guys up there. Like, it's pretty good. So, but it's, I like it's down to the wire for the last round. I'm here for that.
Mm-hmm. I think the thing is that the dojo players have 3 chances to get the 23 points, and they kind of only have 2 because they're playing each other.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. That was just my dojo mate Brad giving me the eyes.
Because he's over here playing the Nerdhammer guy.
Is he?
He is.
He's playing Langle.
So that match might
leader
end
of
up
the Foot
mattering.
Clan, baby.
That match could end up mattering for the cup quite a bit.
Absolutely.
It is very close. No pressure on either of you. He's not even listening. That's fine. That's good. He's in the zone. That's where he needs to be. He needs to stay there.
Charge on the back line. Seeing things just getting murked.
All right.
Is that 5 wounds?
That was not so good for
Doing
the.
the,
That was 5 wounds.
Yeah.
All right, we're rolling 3 dice. Hell yeah. Oh, the Pegasus.
3 hits, couple wounds.
8 wounds, 7 wounds.
Just a 4, I think. I guess they're just there. Sure. Poachers.
Get there eventually, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh,
They have the whole rest of the game to do nothing.
yeah, no, they're going to kill the
That's going to take us
Pegasus.
to the bottom of 2.
He's going to go for the Pegasus. And
You
once
damn
again,
well
this
should.
brings us back, and it's not certain in any way, shape, or form, but having an archer unit that can hit you on 4s and then wound for the Pegasus on 4s with Vicious is a very interesting unit for what they're able to do.
Yeah, it is.
And The Pegasus is not inspired.
No.
No,
he's not.
no, because they are Forsaken Knights and not Redemption Knights, so they don't have Inspiring.
Yeah. So
Poor
I don't know. I just find poachers to be a very interesting unit with the scout and just vicious melee is such a weird rule to have on an archer.
For an archer unit, yeah.
You're like, okay. And they don't hit on 5s in melee. They still hit on 4s.
They still hit on 4s for 145 points.
Yeah, just an odd thing. And they're halflings. So it's like weird. Like when you see pack hunters, you're like, yeah, they're giant Viking men that have the thunderous one and give them bows and shit. So I don't know. So we'll see what Derek does here. My weird thing is very lucky the poachers stayed. Does he move up at all or just wait more to raise point?
Yeah.
I think throwing in the unicorn may have been a mistake. Like in hindsight, it's definitely a mistake. But even
Well, he didn't need to.
no,
Yeah, no, he didn't need to. It's an overcommitment.
Like even not killing them, they're not killing them back.
because it
Yeah,
took
so-
away one of his control pieces.
Right.
Yeah.
And a great piece for just turning and flying 20 at the end of the game to just bomb an objective, which is great.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't got to pick anything up this game. But we'll see. I see Derek is right now in the think tank, as I guess he would be when facing that down in a small area. It's kind of very interesting to see, I think, what's probably the, the Order of the Thorn. Just kind of peeking up there in the difficult terrain, ready to kind of get in the way. And if I'm not mistaken, they actually fight fairly well, I believe.
Let's take a look. Let's
look at this unit. Order of the Thorn. So we got, they hit on 3s. Their defense 5 with 15 attacks.
Yeah.
Phalanx, Headstrong. That went 15-17.
15-17.
That's a good unit.
It's a good unit. It feels a little out of place in the Green Lady list.
It does. It does, yeah. But it's got a small footprint, so it's hard to gang up on it.
Yeah.
And he's just keeping it back. I mean, has Phalanx, which is neat. Will very much matter in this matchup because Derek's main hitting pieces, in fact, are Cav.
Yep.
And they just have Thunderous for the most part without items. So they will lose that Thunderous 2 and their defense 5. That's a hard thing to break.
Yeah. Yeah, Order of Thorn is definitely a matchup dependent piece.
I
Like
think
it's
what
either
we're going to see right here is Derek looking out to see that Pegasus cannot hit this unit, and he's going to nimble run them there so that the Forsaken are stuck fighting them, and he will give them Strider with his character before he charges in.
Yep.
And Wild Charge with a Saucer if need be. So we'll see.
Which unit of Juggers is that though? Because how likely are they to?
I can't actually tell. I think ones with flags might be the strength one, and then there's a Jesse's Boots one. I can't tell which one's what.
Yeah.
And the reason why I ask is because if they do the charge, they hit.
Boots is
Okay,
bottom
so the
screen.
boots is the one at the bottom of the screen. Okay.
So if they do the charge, they hit on 3s and they wound on 3s if it's just a normal unit. And he has, you see that donut on there? He has the army upgrade to re-roll 3 failed to hit rolls.
But you're talking about 7 or 8 wounds. You're not likely to kill them. And if Marcelo could play a counter charge to that,
He can. And I'm sure Derek's thinking about those things. If you notice, he put the proxy base out. He hasn't moved him there yet. So we'll see what he decides. It's just options I'm sure he's considering.
No, it's great. It's always good to have options.
It's an idea. And to your point, that Forsaken, especially Marcelo waiting and bringing that Forsaken up, if they get away from the poachers, that's like a Forsaken in your flank. Nobody wants that in their life.
Yep.
It's a horrific unit. All right.
You know what? I disagree, Mark. As an Order of the Green Lady player, it's just one of the tools in the toolbox. And whether it's Forsaken or Redemption, you don't want any of them in your flank.
Ray, just because you're smiling at somebody while you shoot him in the face doesn't make you a good person, okay?
Hey, one of us plays Sylvankin, one of us doesn't.
I don't play Sylvankin right now. I play a mediocre undead list, thank you very much. I have no shooting. And my Sylvington list that I didn't change at all dropped down to unit strength 19 for nothing. Lost 5 unit strength just right out the gate.
Well, don't worry. I'm trying to put together a Trident Realm list right now too. So
I've already put together my Trident Realms list. I think it's cool as hell. But you can always message Joe Perry about that. He's down with sickness to talk to you.
I was going to message you because I want wisdom from the source there, Mark.
We'll talk later. I'll message you on the car ride home. All right, so I'm guessing Derek's going to start moving up just a little bit. I don't know if him sitting here waiting is going to be great for him.
All right, here's the
Looks like our
sorcerer.
sorcerers, probably the rally 2, or maybe the wild charge, actually. Let's see what we got. Derek is keeping outside of the Forsaken.
Forsaken's 20. The Forsaken in the middle. Want to make sure the Iron Beast stays out of that one. Doesn't want to get double charged or potentially flanked by them. Because that would hurt.
Oh yeah, and the Pegasus could just fly in front of those guys. They do have nimble, but it'll still cause a huge issue. Yeah, having that Pegasus there might actually kill that whole move toward the Forsaken, honestly.
I agree.
Yep. Yeah, Derek's going to waste a lot of time on this turn, but he's going to have to. Because OGL, like we've talked about all this weekend, the game is normally kind of decided almost initially right off that trigger pull turn for the OGL and how you react to it.
Yep.
And if you lose too much in that turn, you're probably dead. And even if you don't have your counter set up, you're still probably dead.
Right.
So,
Yep. So this is sort of Derek's trap setting turn.
Yep. It's the best he can do. So we'll see. I see him rolling some
I think
sorcerer
he didn't
stuff.
move the Juggers.
We're not there yet. He's just moving saucers right now. The saucers, they do their saucer gastromancy upon the movement phase. So that's what he's rolling the 3 dice for. So he's still moving. We'll see what he does. He might just stay there. I don't think we're heading over to the Forsaken.
And do some shoots then. Is that what you're showing me the tokens for there, Derek?
He might
Looks
be.
like yep. We're gonna shoot at those redemption
Going
knights.
for the
all right?
shooting.
Or those Forsaken knights rather.
That is 5 shots. Is that the Iron Beast? Or is it
Iron
Poachers?
Beast.
If there's only 5 shots, would have been the Iron Beast. Poachers would have been 12.
Yep.
Yep.
I always forget Steel Behemoths have 10 shots because they're great. There are some Poachers. Poachers on the Forsaken. Yeah, and not a lot of great shots out here. I don't even really like the shooting the Forsaken because there's healing afoot and you have the Sacred Waters.
Yeah.
It's just so brutal trying to
And
blink
Radiant
damage on
Void.
OGL. What's up?
Radiance of Life. Yep.
Yeah, probably Radiance of Life. Just they have very good heal a little bit every turn on their side at all times. It's very hard to just blink damage for any OGL stuff down. It's very brutal. We'll see. I mean, maybe he can. Even if he does a waiver, looking at Headstrong on basically the whole army too. So it's just a very hard army to pin down and stop with shooting. I think that's our other Iron Beast.
No, I think it was the wound rolls from the 3rd Poachers.
Okay, there you go.
That was 3, yeah.
Yeah, 3 total from the Poachers.
I was about to say, and that Iron Beast is probably out of range, so he's shooting at the other non-regenerating Forsaken Knights down there at the bottom.
Right. It's just 1 wound, I think.
Yeah, 1 wound to that guy down at the bottom. And that's going to be all his shooting. See if he even bothers rolling nerve. Can't really do anything to him. Or I guess they do waiver.
Yeah, they can waiver. They got the Headstrong, so it's
Yep.
not a great thing there. I think it'll probably be fine.
Mike, has Derek won? Did Derek win last year?
He did.
He did, yeah. played Dale round 4 last year and beat him. Now he did it again. So now I guess him and Dale will just be on a vendetta for Vanguard until they're dead. It'll be good.
I'm okay. I'm here for it.
Yeah, that's great.
All right, 2 wounds onto the unicorn, or excuse me, the Pegasus. Wavers it.
Oh.
All right. So it survives. That's actually good for Marcelo.
That's all that matters. That whole entire
Yep.
combat's insane.
Yep. And then moving to, I guess, top of 3, looks like.
Yep.
If Marcelo's taken off, yep.
Took the flank charge.
Okay, so it's just like, yeah, might as well.
Oh yeah, because he lost his lost nimble.
Yep. But Derek didn't really turn anything to send that way, so the wounded Pegasus is okay for now.
Yep.
And if his
Which is
plan,
good.
which
That's
is fine, yeah. If his plan for this game is for it to just land in that terrain and hold that objective till the end, it's pretty much already doing its job.
I can't imagine it's going to be doing anything else. I think those Forsaken are going to rip those poachers' faces off and just turn right around.
Yep. And I think in that top right corner there, I think those are in the forest. Those are the men-at-arms retainers who are also sitting on an objective. So that'll be like that's basically 2 objectives pretty safely held by Marcelo here already in turn 3.
And to raise point, I don't think the just standing there kind of holding back is working out to Derek's advantage in any way, shape, or form. Marcelo just taking his time. He's just basically taking away time from Derek that he's going to need to start killing these OGL units. They're not easy to kill.
Yep.
And I think if I was Marcelo, I would switch the middle unicorn with the infantry, because right now the unicorn just north of the Order of Redemption can be seen over the hill, but the infantry can come out, take it, not be shot, or not be shot as much higher nerve, and you can run the unicorn into the corner so that you have a unicorn on both of the top objectives.
Yeah, which would be fantastic. All right, I see the Pegasus is about to fly, perhaps, get in the way. I said we'll see if Marcelo pulls the trigger. I think he might start fighting on the bottom side, maybe?
Nope, he's going to hold back again.
All right.
That's my guess. He's going to sacrifice the unicorn. Unless he can do that.
Yeah, it looks like they would still nick the terrain.
Yep. Eric at least has set something up where the Braves can see over the hill at least, so they will be able to charge somebody if he stays around there. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, you don't want your knights getting locked down by a little infantry regiment like that.
Yeah.
But we have arrived at turn 3. Rapidly, we have arrived at turn 3, which is the turn when shit happens.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll see. I think Marcelo looks like he is measuring stuff out, but I don't know if he's going to commit wholeheartedly here.
I don't know if he's going to commit wholeheartedly, but again, like those, are they poachers down at the bottom? Or Braves down at the bottom? Is that the Horde? Yeah, the Horde of Braves down at the bottom. Marcelo does not want them running over and smacking his Order of Forsaken.
50 on
And
Marcelo.
covering
this
in advance of Juggers. Yeah.
It's actually funny with the lack of commitments right now, as we were just told by Sean. Eric's down to like 40-something minutes on his clock. Marcelo's down to 50, and we're already at the top of 3.
Already at the top of 3.
Very quick turns, not a lot happening.
Yeah, they started at 65 minutes and deployed on the clock. So yeah, they've played for very little time in the first 2 rounds.
And with, like I said, with the durability of OGL just being a generalized defense 5 army, pretty decent nerve, things like that. It's really seems like Derek kind of losing time, and he might need that time. So we'll see how, like, just turns, losing turns to actually get to objectives. So we'll just see what happens. Because if he just pulls all like what he's doing right here, if he pulls this all back, he can start blocking with units on turn 4. And it already puts the game down to like 2 turns of Derek trying to have to figure it all out. We'll see. See what happens.
Yeah, because I mean, given the placement of the objectives, if Marcelo holds back, goes in late, just wavers stuff.
He just won't have time. He
just holds it and sits on the objectives. Yeah, he can sneak away with the win here. Hopefully,
this is what I used to do Marcelo needs to mark his corners. All right, well, you know. With this is actually a tactic I used to do with my zombie legions. Obviously, a lot slower. But if I got to go first, or I'd start to be able to search things forward, I would move to the center of the table. And if people didn't engage me, I'm just like, I'm not going to keep moving. Like, I'm on the objectives. Like,
Yeah,
you can do this.
I'm where I need to be. Right.
Like, I'm done. I've told people before, I'm done moving. By the way, just so you know,
Right.
like in the game,
Yeah.
because and the more turns you waste, the harder it's going to be for you to get through the 28 nerf.
Right.
Like, just go.
I've arrived at the mountain. I'm doing my job.
Right.
My work here is done.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what we do with this.
Yeah, very, very careful play.
If I have to guess, with him moving back like this and not committing, I would imagine next turn is when Derek starts to move forward more.
Yeah. I mean, Derek's
Now,
positioning is very careful, so I would be super hesitant about just going in for the sake of going in as well.
My question is, does Marcelo sacrifice the Pegasus in the bottom to just buy a turn into the Horde of Infantry?
Which isn't bad, right? I mean, it's a totally fine move. Even if he kind of doesn't, I guess, who gives a shit? But yeah,
But it buys you a turn.
Can he do that? Can they see? They're height 4, and the Forsaken are also height 4, and the infantry is not on the hill.
Away, right?
He could move out of the way, but he would have to move the Forsaken Knights out of the way, and he probably doesn't want to do that. So because right now that Pegasus in the back cannot see over them because the Braves are not half on the hill.
And
so
Marcelo's looking at the Harvester, as you should. You should keep track of that thing.
Yeah,
so you can see that.
Yeah, I see it. No, I see it. It's down there. Yeah. I should know by now. I've played Derek that the Harvester guards the flank of the infantry horde.
The Harvester is not to be underestimated.
No,
it is the lawnmower from hell.
It'll get you.
It'll get you. Halflings will surprise you.
You won't see them coming.
So I think Marcelo is planning on possibly backing up with the Forsaken to stay out of the Harvester's possible wild charge 13-inch charge. We'll see. We shall see.
That wild charge comes from the saucer, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's I mean, the wild charge 3 is not in any way, shape, or form something you could depend on, as you need to roll 3-4 ups. But
12.5% chance.
Most people have been, actually almost everybody we've been seeing this tournament have been respecting that 13-inch, interestingly enough.
Yeah. Pretty much everybody has measured it all the way out. Because it will ruin your day if he gets that 3 on the wild charge and you hadn't planned for it.
It does. Marcelo is now currently finding out that things can possibly go 13, so he is now currently trying to figure that out.
Yep.
And that right there is also one of the weird things. Like, not a lot of people play Halflings.
Yeah,
so not a lot of people are getting games into Halflings.
It's true. I think Marcelo's probably doing the right thing here by playing a little more cautiously, backing up a little bit.
Yeah, all it is just buy time. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, that's if you're playing an Alpha Strike army, you want to run across the table, you want to smash your opponent. But if your opponent is layered up and you know that all you're going to do is make bad trades as a result of it, you got to move back, apply pressure somewhere else, and wait for a better opening.
Yep, but right now, the horror story of this, the real sad thing with this, is Marcelo is quite literally sitting on 2 points that'll basically be uncontested the entire game.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of the thing.
That's the whole thing. So
yeah, those 2 points all the way at the top. That's
even the Pegasus over there could just fly up onto that hill and get that point that's up top where the Knights are.
Yeah.
So this is not looking great for Derek, and we've barely had any casualties or attacks to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, by taking that one objective up there at the top and not losing that Pegasus in the process, Marcelo just has a going 1 point advantage in this game. So if nothing else happens, he will end up with a small win.
2 point advantage.
2 point advantage. That's true.
Even better.
It's a took one away.
Better.
Yeah, you're right.
This is here. That unit is up there in the forest. They're good the whole game. They're never moving again.
Yep.
And Derek will never reach them. That's already over. So we shall see. So I'd say Derek, even though it doesn't seem like it, is super on the back foot right now. So if I had to guess his turn 3 right here, I would not be surprised. if we saw a huge surge forward in his movements.
Yep, so they didn't bother doing the attacks of those Forsaken Knights in the flank of the poachers
just
all the way
rolled
up
it
top
out,
there.
which is fine.
Or the Braves all the way up top there. Yeah, just a quick nerve check. And that's going to bring us to bottom of 3. This is not the table state I thought we would be seeing.
Yeah, this is not the game I thought I'd be seeing. I thought he was going to deploy like he did with Dale across the table anyway.
Yeah.
But he just cornered himself in here, which can work out sometimes. But once again,
Yep.
you're on top table. It's a lot of pressure. You're afraid of making a mistake. We'll just see what happens. Maybe he
And
has
for and for most games, castling up between a tower and a board edge
and
is,
there's
is-
Juggers.
and layering up is pretty solid.
There's Juggers hitting the side flank
If you can
of
get
the
him
guys
out
in the rough terrain. They're probably going to have Strider because they have Strider boots.
Yeah.
So we're seeing that. I think he might be trying to charge into them with Poachers and Iron Beast. So this will probably be the turn that Derek explodes out of this thing because I don't know what else he's going to do. Really
Yep.
don't.
Yep.
Like, Ray, do you see anything else he can really do with this turn? Can't sit there again, right?
The best advice Eric Trowbridge gave me was that you just have to win by 1. So whenever you begin, like, pick your 4. So he has 1, 2, 3 at the bottom. He needs the center. So
Needs it.
that's the question is
But
what is it?
that's if he can get all 3 at the bottom, too. Got to secure those. There's still two big-ass units of Knights guarding that house objective. They're not pushovers, right?
Yeah.
Eric's
and
laughing
that's
hysterically because he's, well, yeah, I mean, if anybody hasn't met Derek, he's a little deranged, but he's fine.
but that's where looking at this map, I'm like, what's your plan to get 4, Derek? It's now going to be
Right.
turns.
He's running out of time. Our feet on the ground are saying Derek is in go mode. I think Derek's about to pull the trigger, which is going to be weird.
Yeah.
But Halflings are about to pull the trigger on OGL.
Right. What?
Vanguard, baby.
Vanguard, baby.
You only see that here.
I mean, this is because of the terrain map. It's because of the scenario we're playing and where they put the tokens, right?
Yeah. Well, everything was going to be live, but you have to be near the center. And they are. So we'll see. We'll see what he does.
This
He's
is
still.
the perfect scenario you want as the Knights, because you want the Halflings to be forced to come into your charges so you can get everything you want.
Yep.
And yeah, I think Marcelo was really smart on the last turn to not dive into that layered up formation in terrain that Derek had set up, and to just back up and do the math and say, you know what, you got to come to me this time, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see how
Smart
it goes.
play. It is smart play.
There's a saucer trying to probably do wild charge, I guess. You see a saucer over there?
Got 2.
So probably looking for some wild charge to get him where he needs to go. That infantry unit of Marcelo's in the terrain in the middle of the table is Order of the Thorn, we think.
And they have phalanx, but if they're hitting the side, that will be worth nothing.
That won't matter, yeah.
And some of the glory of watching Derek play sometimes is as we're sitting here talking about all these logical things, and Derek's madness takes over, and suddenly he's winning the game by ways that he couldn't comprehend, and he might not have been able to anyway. And we'll see what happens. But I think at the very least he realizes he's probably going to have to do something this turn.
Yeah.
I think that's where we're at.
Yep. He cannot be in sit back and wait mode for another couple of turns.
Yeah, and another advantage I think that Marcelo has right now is if you've noticed, we haven't even charged a unit in or confirmed anything yet. A lot of measurements, and it's already been Derek's turn for 4 or 5 minutes probably.
Yeah.
So his clock is running down, whereas Marcelo's going to have plenty of time later in the game to start maneuvering around as he needs to.
Mm-hmm.
So all just in his advantage by doing very little, which is not where I thought this game was going.
Yeah, no, this is the longest Derek has taken on a turn yet this game.
His longest Derek's taken on a turn ever.
Possibly, yeah. Like, he's definitely having to think about it. And the clock's ticking. He's only got a few rounds.
So if I was Derek, I think the only way to salvage it is Leroy Jenkins on the bottom, accept the fact that you may give up a flank, figure out how you're going to counter that, and then crush those 2 units of Knights as quickly as possible, push towards the middle. Like that's what you have to do at this point. You don't really have much choice.
Yep.
Because if he gives up turn 3 without pushing forward, then he has to push forward on turn 4, which means you might fight on turn 4 or 5. Get 1 turn of movement towards the center.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a harvester down there. He's got an iron beast.
All right.
Move up, sit on that objective, stay in the front. All right. Get that harvester someplace where it can threaten but can't be charged would be great
Yep.
for Derek.
So we do have Derek taking the 1 token. So he's got 2 tokens to 2 tokens right now. On like the sides that they really are dug into. You got that middle one that currently Marcelo has, and that back one. Yeah, honestly, it's like Ray said, like the 3 objectives up top that Marcelo has. I don't even know if Derek's going to be able to get there no matter what he does, honestly. We'll see.
Yep. He's got to push hard here at the bottom to get all the points he can.
I see popping Jesse's boots. He has
like-
nimble, so he is doing whatever the hell he wants to do.
Yep.
Oh, that's a good
Yep.
move.
Yep. Move the halfling braves up to get those juggers out into the flank.
Popping the boots as you do.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, we got poachers going in to charge the front, so that's just getting units in the way, which is nice.
Yep. That is that is giving his juggers cover on their reform from those Order Forsaken Knights right next to the unit and the Order Redemption Knights on the hill.
Now, can the Order Forsaken at the bottom see
I think
the
they
juggers?
absolutely can. I think they
Oh, yeah.
absolutely can.
Yeah. Check out the reverse angle to see what it looks like on the other side of the building. Just make sure. All right, Marcel's got the unicorn back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They checked. Okay, yep, that'll be. Yeah. All right, let's pop back around since he's moving stuff behind the tower. All right. Other harvester coming out. Oh, no.
So we got something happening there.
I hope that's. I hope that harvester's more than 20 away from those Forsaken Knights at the bottom. Otherwise, he just showed them the flank. Although they're way more likely to try to get rid of those juggers.
Yeah, I mean, choices are choices, though, right?
Yeah.
They take the harvester out, but they're trading because the juggers are going to go beat them to death.
Yep. So the only thing behind the Order of Thorn there is the unicorn.
Yeah. The other thing to remember, if you do start engaging Derek's army at its central to the army, he can start moving saucers around to go for a brutal 2 to 3, which is really, really debilitating combat tactic.
Yep.
As we've seen already.
Yep. It's like throwing a second unit into combat.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Well, I guess that's one way of putting it.
All right. That pun was brutal. Thank you, Sean.
You can tell we're getting into the bottom half of the last round of games because the ambient volume level in the room just kind of keeps creeping up.
Yeah. Everybody just gets more and more deranged, which, it's
Get a
fine.
little excited.
All right, we'll see what he's about to do here. He's staying outside of the 20. We're blocking a lot of the flying right now. We'll see how it goes. I think he's trying to stay away from the unicorn. He's clarifying right now that he's doing a nimble turn.
Which he can do. Juggers can definitely do that.
Yep. All right, so we'll see what happens.
All right, getting saucy.
I'm assuming that's going to be rally, and since he already moved all of that.
Yep.
And that's a rally too, so everything he could ever want in his life.
Yep.
It's just about everyone that he wants. A lot of thinking in this game right now. It's very brutal.
Is it brutal 2 or is it brutal 3?
Damn. Yeah, like I said, it's not the game I thought I was going to be seeing. I thought they'd all be in combat at this point.
Yeah, it's a very cautious game.
So,
And it makes sense. You're playing to win the tournament. You play
oh yeah,
cautious.
I get it.
Yep.
I get it.
All right, shooting here.
I can't tell if that's the unicorn
I think poachers at the
Assuming the
Pegasus,
unicorn?
probably. Yeah.
or the Pegasus. My apologies.
Yeah. Let's pick off that chaff piece. Smart. The poachers at those Forsaken Knights up top.
Yep.
Just a couple of wounds, looks like.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think that was going to be anything insane. He's going to get some Iron Beast shots to just kind of mess around with. Still going with the Forsaken, it looks like, because what else is he shooting at, I guess? Wounded on 4s. I think we might have gotten a wound.
2 wounds.
Yep. Yeah, so I mean, lucky waivers here and there. I don't think it really matters for the Forsaken, but the Pegasus, that could be a thing if he actually did lose there.
That was
he
a
wavered.
waiver.
They got
That is
Headstrong,
a big
though.
waiver.
They have Headstrong
They do.
to take you on. All right,
They
see what
do.
we get there. 5, 6. So I think that guy's fine.
Well, that was actually important because that lets you put that piece in front of whatever you don't want.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you are wavered and make your headstrong roll, you are still disordered though. So that means those guys cannot fly next turn.
That's fair. That is very fair.
Means they will definitely lose their
And
Thunderous
they'll
and
lose
not
the
be able to
Thunderous.
fly.
I think that's the strength unit, though. Still be crushed too, I believe.
Yeah, it still won't matter.
Still pretty gnarly.
And this is what you were talking about, Mark. Just things happening, and then you're like, "How did you win?"
Dude, just ride the nightmare with us, Ray.
All right.
Just ride it.
Here's the Juggers in the flank. Poachers
See
in the
what
front
they do.
already did 6 wounds, which is ridiculous.
Now, still against an infantry unit, I guess whatever. But
Yeah.
wounds are wounds.
Yep, 15, 17 is nerve there, and the unicorn behind it is inspiring. So we will need twice. 14 wounds though, so snakes twice.
Total
picking it up.
20. Gets him. 20 wounds.
All right,
I
now
think Derek is trying to finagle and see if he can actually get outside of that. I don't know if he's going to be able to. I guess what he could do is he could actually turn them towards the house in the back arc so that he can't land, or turn their flanks so that he can't land to the house, because he's able to charge the Braves, so he loses out on that. That's what I would probably do.
So what?
I guess at the same time he's got to look out for the Knights on the hill anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably not great.
oh, he's currently outside the arc. That is very fortunate for him.
Oh,
But,
that's haunting.
Yep. So slide sideways,
Yep. Yeah.
walk forward. But you still have to worry about those redemption knights on the hill. So you do
He's
still
going in 2 inches.
Yep. You do want to give yourself some options here. Doesn't really care if the redemption knights come up the hill and flank those guys.
He might be going forward. He's overrunning to make sure. Yep.
Yeah, overrun to take away the option.
Now this will give the unicorn the option to flank them and start punching them in the face, which normally you'd be like fine, but with Host Shadow Beast, that's a hefty.
It is.
I think that's 5 attacks from Host Shadow Beast for that.
Could be. Yeah, it's a 3 attack
hitting on
unit.
3s regardless of terrain and being crushed 3.
And it's a Pathfinder unit, so even on its
Wouldn't even
normal
matter
attacks, it
anyway,
wouldn't.
yeah.
So it's
That's a worrisome unit.
three attacks on 3s, and it's
No,
not
it-
doubled because it's individual. So
5 attacks, hitting on 3s, wounding on 2s, and then his
Jeez.
3 attacks, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s.
Yeah, it's really good.
And actually,
Yeah.
can the Forsaken see the Juggers now because he's moved them forward? The ones
no, they're out.
No, the other ones that need to pass the Headstrong.
Oh, the other ones need to pass a headstrong. I don't know. We'll have to check.
So that Headstrong roll is probably what I would be doing sooner than later.
So we'll see what happens. Now this is going to be interesting because he is running these Forsaken forward, so I don't even know what the plan is there.
Well,
I guess did he turn the poachers right there?
Yeah,
They
because
facing
the
that way?
poachers are facing Marcelo's side, so he can run the Forsaken 20 inches, and there's no counter to it at this point.
Just those juggers in the forest that right now they're checking. Can he see them if he flies it straight there and lands? And there's still
We'll
that
see what
other
happens.
Pegasus. There's still that other Pegasus kind of there
Oh,
between
yeah.
the tower and the hill
That
could get in the way of
Pegasus is going
something.
to cause problems. They always do.
Yep. This is Marcelo's turn, so this is actually top of 4, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, top of turn 4. Derek kind of went in last time, but not really all in.
Oh, pretty neat move, though. But still, once again, he only got the infantry unit. He hasn't touched any of the hard-hitting cav units yet. Looks like the Pegasus is just going to get in the way, as they do.
Mm-hmm.
That's a neat move.
If it can block up that Iron Beast and keep the Harvester from being able to get on these Redemption Knights on the hill, that'd be a very good use of a Pegasus. Considering that he's already up on objectives, he doesn't necessarily need to keep that one alive for it, so he can use it this way.
Set a lot of reverb off of me, but that was a few minutes ago. Let's see if it's still reverbing.
There's just a lot of ambient noise in the room. Could be screwing with your.
I should check.
All right, top of turn 4 here. Marcelo, let's take a look at the side of the table that Marcelo's taking a look at. So Marcelo has that's a horde of Forsaken there, and a unicorn, excuse me, a Pegasus down on that objective in the difficult terrain, and he's got his Men of Arms retainers squatting on another objective there in that forest. Those are his 2 very safely held objectives at this point.
Just very safe. Yep. The only thing I can see happening is if somehow everybody starts fighting in the center in the next 2 turns, maybe last turn, Derek gets lucky if one of the poachers are still alive and just tries to gun the Pegasus down since it took a few wounds, but even that almost feels like a pipe dream.
Yep. Can they get to the Harvester? No.
I think he's looking at the
Poachers. Yeah, he can see over the hill. As long as he can see around that Braves horde, who are height 5 on the hill.
It's Pegasus. Okay.
Thinking about putting the peg there, yep. Dropping a peg in front of a unit is basically saying, just give me a minute, will you?
Yep.
But can he see it?
He's not charging. He's just going to drop it.
I think he's just placing, man. He's only going to be able to get to there, though, which if the poachers die when he brings Forsaken in, that guy will still be able to turn and hit. So We'll see how that goes.
And a single charge is not going to kill that horde in 1 turn.
Not if he's doing it with 1 unit, no.
No.
I mean, he could luck out. He could roll like a maniac. It happens.
And here comes the double charge. Yep.
He's doing the double charge. So we'll see how it goes. Yep. I am not aware if that's the Shire Iron Beast or not, that will have the very inspiring. So the Braves might be inspired, which, I don't know, always matters to me. 2 chances to roll double ones always feels horrifying.
Yeah. That's definitely going to be a rough combat for those Halfling Braves.
Yep.
Horde of Halfling
This might
Braves.
be the headstrong roll. I think he got it.
Yep. Picking up the wavery.
But with
can't fly.
Can't fly.
Well, they cannot fly. Yep. And those poachers are kind of in their way there.
They are a little bit.
They have limited options. Maybe just back those guys up this turn.
And then hit the juggers with the redemption.
Yeah. Throw the unicorn into the side just to make sure you get him.
Oh yeah. Marcelo's moving around his proxy base, so he definitely has some plans afoot.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, that would do it.
Yeah.
Sure. And then bring the guys off the hill.
That would definitely be a hindered charge, I think.
Yeah, they're both running into terrain there.
Not so sure about the redemption, but
No, not the redemption. I mean, poachers are poachers. If they die, they die. But I'm talking about the juggers are one of his more important pieces, so we'll see.
Yeah.
And another cool thing about this that's really creepy is that, like, the Pegasus getting in when way to block kind of blocks because his juggers have nimble.
Yeah, if he can make room, he can get around. If he can pull his own units out of the way. But also, you know, now that Derek has started applying pressure, Marcelo has to respond somehow. He's responding carefully and cautiously.
Yeah,
but he's
I mean, it's what you got to do.
Something. Yep.
But Derek's now starting to pull the trigger a little bit. He's got some units out there, and he did move up enough where threat ranges are starting to happen. So he's going to have to start doing something. And Derek technically only really has to fight up to the middle and break the bottom 2 knight units, and he's kind of doing fine. We'll see though. These next 2 turns, turn 4 is going to matter for both of them a lot.
Yep.
I just thought we were going to be seeing it last turn, the turn before.
I would have expected it as well.
I'm going to say that consistently throughout this entire.
Yep. They're playing very cautiously.
Knights are just sitting there back there. You think they're charging in? They're actually just sitting there giving you the finger.
Yep. I think maybe he's looking more to block line of sight here, maybe, than anything else.
Right.
Which Pegasus is also awesome at because it's height 4. Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Appreciate the amount of time they're spending thinking about this turn. It's a big turn. Should make sure they're doing everything exactly right.
Derek's taking a seat for the first time, I think, in the tournament.
Derek played 3 rounds yesterday and then played 2 more games last night.
He had to defend the belt.
Yeah, I know, but that's 5 games in one day.
Yeah, you don't have a choice. Somebody challenges you for the belt and you're there, you have to do it. They could have kept challenging him. Luckily, everybody else got all suckered out. Oh, yeah. Yep, I think 2 or 3 wins and 3 draws. And if you get a draw, you retain, like professional wrestling.
Mm-hmm. No countouts, no DQs.
Yep. All right, we're going.
So the headstrong roll is big.
We didn't see it, but I'm assuming the unicorn went in.
Oh, yeah, let's flip around the other side and see if we can tell.
I'm almost certain he's adding his attacks to this.
No, the unicorn appears to just be over here behind the knights.
Okay, well, we're just going.
Oh. I'm actually surprised by that.
Yeah, I'm a little bit too. I mean, he can luck out, just murk the dudes. But he will be hitting on 4s to my knowledge and wounding on 3s, not 2s.
Figured that was probably. Oh, yep. There's the green lady. She has flown over, gotten in the way of the Iron Beast, and is doing Cloak of Death on everybody.
Yep. But depending on how that goes, she is not mighty, so it's only going to block so much. If the Iron Beast can move forward and clear her in a straight line, which I think he will be able to, he can still do a charge. Also, that looks like Hela not an inch away. Oh, wait. Maybe she's actually charging.
Maybe she did charge the Iron Beast. That'd be funny. That would be hilarious. Yeah, she may have. All right.
I think charging the poachers might have resulted in a better chance. Oh,
Shadow Beast. Oh, he's doing House Shadow Beast on her. Right. That's why he moved it over. Okay, that's really good. That's really good. I like that.
That is awesome.
That's pro moves right there.
But if Derek kills the green lady next turn, that is a point towards his 2-point bonus objective. So he probably doesn't mind that he brought a non-scoring unit right in front of one of his Iron Beasts.
True. All right, we'll see what happens.
I would laugh so hard if he wavers the Iron Beast with the green lady.
with the Shadow Beasted green lady.
Yes, 3 wins. Now, a weird thing about the Iron Beast, though, is that they have the Headstrong aura, I believe.
Yeah,
It just hangs out. I actually totally forgot about that for some reason throughout this whole thing.
The Pride of the Shires has it, yeah.
but you can't charge through the green lady now.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're just going to stomp her out, I guess, quite literally.
She's done her job.
Yeah. Love to see it.
Got like 4 units, 4 maybe 5 units with Cloak of Death there. Put a couple of wounds on an Iron Beast.
I'm taking notes here because that was an awesome play.
Yeah, you better.
I did not imagine seeing the green lady being thrown in like that.
Every piece is a piece.
We've actually seen a very creative amount of things happen with the Avatar of the Green Lady this weekend. All right, so this is a nice...
that might have been the Order of the Forsaken. They're burning their Strider boots that are on the juggers. Marcelo picked up a item marker right before he started rolling. So I think that might be Headstrong. That doesn't look like a ton of wounds though.
Oof.
And that does not look like a big nerve roll.
They look good to go.
Yep.
Whiff on the damage. Yep, happens.
Yeah,
We'll see what happens here. This is probably the bigger knight unit.
Yeah, well, those guys were disordered, so they would have only been crushed 1, so they'd been 1-4. So swingy 4s. Right. Swingy 4s will get you.
Yep, and we'll see what he does here for his reform.
Oh, with the unicorn.
Does he want to reform? Is he just rolling dice, and we'll get back to that? Oh, he can't.
Because of the unicorn being right behind him.
Oh, I forgot. Yep.
Yeah, I was worried that was going to be a problem.
Well, judging on where the poachers go next turn, they're going to get flank charged by the juggers, possibly.
Maybe, yeah. But I guess he had to do that to get the unicorn around to cast Host Shadow Beast.
He still took a unit out, regardless.
He did, but
that's less units on the table.
Even if the unicorn was back 2 inches, like it could have seen without blocking himself.
11 wounds on Braves. Love to see it.
All right. Yep, down here at the bottom on the Horde. Plus, here's the damage roll from probably the Redemption Knight, I'm guessing. That's a lot. 6, 8, 10. That's going to put him on like 21.
Yep.
Blackjack. And they are 1921, so that's probably going to be snakes. Yep, there we go. Boop. Yep, and those two are...
figure his life out here. Harvester just standing there on the hill being a mutant.
Yep. Got the engine idling, just waiting.
Yep.
Just waiting to tear across this hill and eat some birds. Or some horses, one or the other.
Probably not. All right, so moving right along. Going to bottom of 4. All right, well we'll see what Derek does. He might be. He just leave the table.
I always get confused by that top and bottom thing.
Big potty breaks, baby. Everybody's on the potty breaks.
Yep. Turn 4. Time for a break. All right. Hi, Sean. Yeah, so it's been a very cautious and deliberate and well-positioned game so far.
I think the Iron Beast and the Mincer could hit both. Both of them could hit the Forsaken.
Yeah, I think the Pegasus is a little far away, so it probably could. You would have to send the Iron Beast first, so that
Yeah.
it could hit the near side of the Forsaken, then slide up to their final position, and then the Harvester could come in.
I wonder. I guess instead of the Green Lady, he could have sent the Unicorn into the Iron Beast at the top as well.
With its range, actually, it's highly possible. But, I mean, this way, I mean, she's hefty. She's 13, 15.
13, 15, defense 5, yeah.
So she's hanging out. But it also saves the host Shadow Beast because he's not the one taking wounds. So if she lives, he can just host Shadow Beast again. And you're not risking the caster itself stopping and being disordered.
Right.
So it's actually really, really good move. And the whole time, whether she's, disordered or not, she's still doing Cloak of Death, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So still just packing on wounds. It's actually really, really good. So we'll see if Derek, like Lux, is able to roll some good fours and just, take her out. If not, though, I mean, it's going to be a fucking problem. Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff trying to shuffle around. Some of his units are kind of lurking, too, so we'll see what he does. I don't know what any of that means, but it sounds cool. Yep, so we're going to have the laser off.
Yep.
Yeah,
Can I fit?
Easiest thing to do, since the Pegasus is right there, would be to just put the base down in front of the Harvester to see if it touches the Pegasus. Definitely nudge that in and figure that out, since they're so close together.
Right.
Mike, you might be getting called to that table for a judge call. We'll see how
Possibly.
it goes.
I mean,
I see a pause possibly on the clock right there.
They spent so long measuring this shit last time. They really ought to know this time what they're doing. Like, if
So
that
you might
Pegasus
end up
is
getting
there,
called to the table.
I might. If that Pegasus is there and makes the Harvester pivot even 1 degree away to get around it, then that will be its one pivot on the charge, and it won't be able to pivot back to hit the Knights.
Right.
Right.
I'm not sure if they're
so that's the
on
question.
that, or if the one pivot will still take it into the corner.
Can it go straight forward and miss the Unicorn?
Due to communication in the previous turn, so I think that's what they might be going off of. There's Derek just doing some sticks. This is going to be really, really difficult. We're going to see how that goes.
Outside to inside. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is going to be good. He's checking the line after the first pivot.
Is that thing? Thing's not nimble, is it? No, it's not nimble.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yep. If it's not nimble, then all it has to be is a little bit in front to make you turn.
He's
letting
Marcelo just prevent the charge, possibly.
That was clearly Marcelo's intent with putting that there, and they measured it so much that,
Yep.
Yeah. It just needs to have its ass turned enough to make the Harvester have to turn away from the Knights to use its one charge pivot, and then it can't get back again. That's all it's got to do.
But this is one of those where Marcelo could have put the Pegasus an inch back.
Yeah.
And it would have been explicitly obvious, and I'm surprised. I don't know what he gained by pushing it as far forward as he did, if I could ask that.
I don't either, actually. I actually thought it was a little weird anyway, but because also by having him up as much as it was instead of that inch back, the Juggers might have access to just push past and hit them in the side anyway, which is kind of weird.
Yep. Derek is checking to see if he can pivot around the Unicorn and then go straight and still hit it, but that's what.
We're now talking through geometry, so
it's possible that Marcelo put it there because he he wasn't sure what he was going to do with the unicorn or the green lady yet, so he moved it up enough to make sure they had line of sight to things.
Yeah. Well, we have 1 second doing geometry. I'm going to grab myself a beverage real quick.
All right.
I think this is going to work out just fine.
Math break, everyone.
Math break.
We'll see if they call for a judge or resolve this amicably.
I wanted to try it, and I think just trying it now, I realize I'll never play this.
All right, let's go take a look.
Well, for what it's worth, this is it's interesting in a tournament where this is always the point where a rules question is in play. It's because of, can I see this? It's not actually the rule that's in question, it's the geometry, it's the math.
I know everything else.
And it looks like it's touching, and now he's going to pivot.
Either win or I lose. That was my same concept too. Like, I'm gonna save that one for last. Win or I lose. I think that a little has like way back stuff.
They resolved it amicably. Okay, so the call is that the Pegasus was not. The Pegasus cannot stop charges against both the Forsaken Knights in the forest and those Redemption Knights that came down off the hill. It can block one or the other. So Derek gave him the choice. Do you want to leave the Pegasus where it is and protect the Forsaken Knights, or do you want to move it back to protect the Redemption Knights?
Okay.
Marcelo's choice. Which unit would he like to give up a flank charge on?
That's kind of... Yeah, I mean...
Because currently, as it is, he can pivot, miss the Pegasus, and go into the flank of the Redemption Knights.
It's like Blade 1 when Frost made Whistler choose what order his family was going to die in.
Kinda, yeah. Yeah.
That is a cliche 90s reference, which I
You like
appreciate.
that?
Yeah. And Blade 2 was good, but we'll not talk about Blade 3.
I mean, you're probably right. I was a big fan of Blade 2.
Absolutely.
Big fan of Nomek and the Luke Goss, who played Nomek, and was also Prince Nuana and Hellboy 2.
Oh, he's trying to see if he can run through, but I don't
Just an
think
actor.
it will.
So, all right, that would be the Juggers I was talking about earlier, that he was looking at how to get them up there. And something that I figured out would happen. There's so much whiskey in this drink. Oh, my God. I overestimated myself a little bit here. Yeah.
So now that we've resolved one difficult positioning question, we're going to open up another can of worms. Thanks, Derek.
Hell yeah.
I don't know how that poacher unit's going to get out of the way.
I don't either. I don't think they can back up that far.
No.
Welcome to hell, Ray.
All right.
Okay, everyone agrees with that move. That one.
We did it. We did it.
Yeah, I mean that Pegasus had to come from pretty far away. Could pivot once to get into its position,
Right.
but isn't so didn't have so short a flight path that it could
Yeah.
pivot twice. So
We are now sharing the side of the table, both of them.
yep, togetherness. That's what Kings of War is all about.
Yep.
Oh goodness,
Yep.
this is tense, y'all. We'll see what
Very.
happens in this turn. This turn will decide this tournament.
It's still very odd to me that we're doing an OGL player and we're on turn 4 trying to figure out the main first engagements.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see it very
Oh.
often.
Yep.
Oh, he
Yep.
didn't throw both in.
No, he's just going to hold them all up.
Try and take that Pegasus out by the Iron Beast time to have the Pegasus over there fly in front of it next.
Mm-hmm. Unless he gets rid of it with these poachers, maybe coming off it. You're trying to get them out of the way that way? Oh, goodness.
I don't know what he's trying to do.
He's trying to get them out of the way so the juggers behind them can get at those redemption knights
I
that
don't
came
think
off the
it'll
hill.
work.
I don't think it will either. Well, I mean, the juggers are nimble, but I don't think there's enough space there to fit.
Between that and the Iron Beast.
Between that and the Iron Beast, exactly. These things are easy to do on UB, where you can just back up.
Yep.
Reset. Undo. Yep. Now we have dueling proxies.
This is good.
No, you're going to clip the green lady, man.
It's
Yeah.
like watching two
Well,
adult
he
people
can
play
move-
Pogs. I like
You can
it.
move through the Green Lady, but this is again where if Marcelo had just backed up an inch with the unicorn, none of this would have been in question.
Ray, you're really into the unicorn with this.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
I know what you mean.
True. The green lady is not mighty, so you can't
I know
charge
she ain't
through
mighty.
her.
She's a fucking wizard.
But the Iron Beast is the issue.
Yeah,
Why is that an issue?
because he
Because
might
you
clip
can't
it.
you can't charge the Iron Beast,
It's true.
and it's bigger than the Green Lady, so
Yep.
it
Yeah, he's got to
actually
squeeze between the beast and the unicorn, or the Pegasus. Sorry.
without doing another turn because you've blown your 2 turns.
Yeah, he's got the 2. Yep. Can make it. They
He
just
can make it. They
measured.
just measured.
All right.
So we'll see. We'll see where all this is going.
You said you were going to challenge me for ACO.
Now he's deciding on the Forsaken behind the tower.
Yep.
You want to play against voters?
This is one of the weirdest games of movement I've ever seen in my life. How did we fucking arrive here?
I don't.
2 very maneuverable armies going at each other very cautiously.
Just look, it's hurting my brain.
Now
I should
the
have started drinking 2 turns ago.
the Harvester is not Pathfinder or Strider, right?
It is so with Brad's mounted character being there in the fray, he most likely had Strider when he declared his charge, so he in fact will have Strider most likely.
Okay.
Yeah, Strider Aura.
We've got the Brutal 2 running around. God only knows where that's going to go. We're finally just moving a model, no proxy bases required. Hell yeah.
Once I'm down, I used to play 12 all the time. That was like my elite tournament, and I started.
So are we not doing the charge with the Juggers to the side of the Knights? Or is that still happening? There's just hand motions. He is after he moves the character. Okay. That feels bad.
Did you get the first set? The first one? I'm gonna take it.
Oh, there he goes. I didn't see that happening in my head. I like that.
Is that the captain?
That's the captain.
Get in
No
the way.
captain
Ground
on
those
captain.
boys. 5 attacks. Should be enough.
Yep.
Ground those
Yep.
Forsaken Knights. Snick around the back.
All right, well, we'll see where we're going. A lot of crazy stuff.
Yep. So those juggers going into the flank there are hindered because the captain was out of the way, or was he still within the aura? I wonder.
We'll have to see what Derek
He
says.
probably had to get the captain out of the way.
Yep.
So.
But, I mean, even hitting on 4s and being Thunder 1, it's something. That might be the unit with the Brew of Strength. I can't tell.
Yep.
I do not know where the Brew unit is. The flags that he has on those are jet black, so it is not. Okay. So, 4s and 4s. But 32 attacks with Brutal 2. So we'll see. What do we got here? See, 5 dice. Oh, that's the attacks doing a wounded Forsaken. Starting off just knowing. So did 1 wound.
This is where you don't want those Forsaken to go and overrun, which I feel is happening.
We'll see what happens. All right, fight in the center. Let's see what we got. This could be the flank, I guess. Well, there's 2 flanks. 32 attacks. So this is the hindered charge flank right here to the normal unit of knights. We're looking at 4s and 4s with Brutal 2.
Let's swap the camera around so we can see the dice roll a little bit better.
There we go. We'll see how that goes. I mean, 4s and 4s is a tall order. I think they make it out of that generally.
Yep. Very swingy. A lot of dice. Very swingy.
Well,
fours.
we don't even know what we'll get here. Yeah, it's just 4-ups. I hate them.
Yep.
I'm just going to say that as the rep. I hate them.
That's a pretty good number. 10.
10 wounds and Brutal 2, so we're looking at a 5 twice. And the hindered probably won't do anything, or wavered won't do anything probably, because they have a headstrong.
There's a 5.
5.
That's a waver then. So that'll be a big headstrong roll.
Oh, I thought he did 10 wounds.
Okay, so there's the random attacks from the harvester. Got a 3 on its d6.
Sean, did you do 9 wounds in the flank with that 32 attacks? Oh, okay.
So the mat goes in the bag. Yes. Put the mat inside. Like Marcelo does. He brings the mat inside. No, the mat goes in the bag. The bag's hanging out.
All right, pretty good.
That's very good.
Ooh.
I think the Order of Forsaken are not long for this world.
Well, we'll see. I mean, he needed a 6 twice over there.
Hey, Sean, the game's starting to wrap up. The folks packing up might need a little bit of supervision. I had some questions about it.
Yep, we'll figure it out. All right, well, Harvester doing Harvester stuff. That's cool.
Yep. Let's flip back around.
Really cool for him to be able to turn like that, hopefully, to the front with that big shield.
Now, what are the green circles representing, if I could ask?
That's just like when you play on UB and we use the blue circles to indicate which combat we're rolling. I just asked them to do that to indicate what combat they're rolling.
Yep. Sean, if you're still in there right now, if you
he's not.
He's not? All right.
Yeah, people are starting to pack up, and so Sean needed to go point people to where
I was going to get a check on our time clocks, see where we're at here, because I'm very curious what time we're looking at. All right, we just got a few wounds happening there. From the Harvester, we're going into the Pegasus. I think we might have just rolled a 5 there. Yep. So we're going.
Sad Pegasus.
What's up?
Sad Pegasus.
Very sad Pegasus.
Oh, we'll hits on 4s, so we'll see where it goes. Hopefully it hits some. There we go. Then we got our 2s to wound, crush 2, defense 4. It's like 7. It's 5. I don't know if he's inspired or not. Oh, we're checking inspiring. I think he might be.
Yeah.
Yep, roll again.
Yep. So waiver probably.
Oh, okay. Well, he didn't need that.
No.
All right. Well, I'd say.
Looks like we're going to top of 5.
Yep, I'd say all in all for Derek's turn. Sadly, I think the not getting the 6 twice on the Knights in the middle and the wavered Pegasus. That's rough. That's really rough, and it all goes back to just running out of time. As we talked about earlier, it's just that late start. We're already in turn 5.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens. Now, an interesting thing with the Forsaken, so now that they're grounded and everything, if they kill that captain, they can fight again, but they gotta probably, I want to say, roll a 4, probably a 5. To get to him, which is not great. Getting hit by those juggers who have Brew of Strength is not what you want to see.
No.
So we'll see what happens there. Yeah. A little slow start of a game, but a pretty good game in itself so far.
I mean, high pressure game. They took their time. They thought about it. Nobody wanted to overcommit too early.
I'm still super pumped on Marcelo's Green Lady charge with the Host Shadow Beast. I felt that in the reaches of my soul. I was just like, hell yeah.
That is some. I'm going to war with the army I have, and the army I have is the Green Lady with the unicorn
you love
behind
to see
it.
it. You love to see it. So I enjoyed that greatly.
Oh.
Yeah, it's getting weird.
Looking at the round results that are coming in.
I'm kind of just hoping this Green Lady charge thing happens again because it's awesome.
Looks like Brad Part beat Justin Lingle with 21 points.
I think Derek forgot to do the attacks to the Green Lady.
May have.
Unless we switch the turnover. I think they're just doing that real quick to see what the hell happens. Check. The J Knights were wavered in the center. Had to double check. Looks like not a lot of wounds. I don't even know.
They look fine.
Alan Boehner beat Bart Kohler on table 2 with a 20.
Nice.
A lot of big numbers here. Joey Greek beat Chuck Faduke, 23.
Nice.
Ed Fisk beat Ray Wine with the 23. Those are huge, but those were all club-on-club violence, so...
Sometimes he's got to do it.
Yeah. So, would be great results for the Mid-Atlantic Irregulars for the Cup, except that means...
They weren't beating each other to death?
They weren't beating each other to death, yeah.
Yeah, that happens. All right, we'll see what else we got. We have Sean helping put all the tables away while also keeping track of this game for us. We're going to have to thank him.
Like a champion.
Yep. True champion.
There's that
if anybody hasn't seen Sean, he's been doing a lot of work for us behind the scenes here. If you're curious to who he is, after this match, I can send you a link to his OnlyFans page. He takes donations.
What's it? Yeah, it does. It goes on one of the shelves in there. I mean, does it go in the box? Oh, no, it doesn't go in the box. It goes on the shelf in there. Thank you. Thank you.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. This game's getting real weird. I don't see the bottom part of the table going super well for Derek right now. I don't know if he's going to run out of units to try and take down those 2 knights, and he is going to need both of those points most likely.
What is Marcelo trying to do here?
I think he is trying to possibly charge the harvester. I think he's using the unicorn to just do attacks on the juggers and just try and keep them either losing their thunderous too, or in general just kind of maybe even try and waver them because I know they have some wounds on them. We'll see what happens. All right, she's running out. Running out. Marcelo just charge again and host Shadow Beast. Okay, she's leaving, and I guess maybe he's trying to bring the unicorn in. See what happens. She can't run. She's taking wounds. Oh, there goes the building. That's over now. Earthquake check. All right, so yeah, we're going into the Iron Beast. So we're gonna host Shadow Beast and just unicorn it in the face, which is always exciting. Depends on how many times he turned, I guess. But I think we're good. Green Lady being right there, but I think they're fine. She just did some regen. Going fast and loose, baby.
Well, the Green Lady couldn't have withdrawn more than 6 inches, no matter what. So, but I'm surprised he's not putting the unicorn into either of the juggers, to make sure that he really kills them.
Yeah.
Neither of those combats.
Yeah, we're definitely running around a little bit with these models. Hopefully Marcelo slows down a little bit and just checks his play a little. We got 22 minutes left for Marcelo's clock and 12 for Derek's. So he's going. He's run out of time.
That must have been Bane Chant.
I imagine so.
Successful.
Yep.
All right, sorry about that. Where are we? What's up? What's happening?
Right now, we are just doing some Host Shadow Beasts. A Bane Chant went off. Marcelo's charging in with the Unicorn to the Iron Beast, and the Green Lady avatar is moving away with Cloak of Death.
Cloak of Death, yep.
And we have the counter charge from the Knights in the center onto the Juggers that it counter charges them.
Yep.
Or charge them. And
charge
we have
them, yep.
the Unicorn in the flank of the Juggers that are
the other Juggers.
And the bottom's just fighting. Bane Chant off on the Forsaken to try and punch through the Harvesters.
All right.
Doing the Captain combat first. So we'll see what happens. Yep, we'll see what happens. Derek's trying his best here to move these discs around so we kind of know where we are. But we have the glorious Sean there telling us.
Yep, the Forsaken on the Captain, looks like.
Yep, and that looks like a hell of a lot of wounds.
Halfling
11 wounds.
Muster Captain is 12, 14.
That'll be it. So there's one. And there's double ones. And that's it. That's it. That's it for that. That unit is about to get taken to the 7th Circle of Hell. He just gave him his choice. I think he just gave him his choice of a little fruit or dessert thing, possibly. Yep. He gets one for his double ones.
Oh, I see.
Whatever he wants. Yep. There's a good little party paper for his double.
Not a great consolation prize, but well, I mean, so in the grand scheme of things, fine. Those Juggers get to hit him now.
That's good. Could have been worse. I mean, he gave him a cool little eraser thing that looks like a dessert. I mean, it's a good enough consolation prize. He could have just said "get fucked, nerd" and given him finger guns. So. Yes.
Snaked. Yeah, like a horde of Order Forsaken. Put the Muster Captain on double ones and then snaked him instead of killing him and overrunning into the Juggers and eating them.
Damn.
All right.
Yeah, Gil, your party favors are actually terrifying, so that's fine.
All right, so in practical terms, what does this actually change, though? So that means he doesn't clear that guy. That means the Juggers are definitely going to charge the Forsaken.
Most
you
definitely.
lost
In the bottom of
possibility
turn
an override.
5.
And we're talking about hitting on 3s, winning on 2s, because our Brew is strength unit. So we have Thunder
Right.
2, Brew, Crush 1.
Right,
So
if
that
they
unit,
break them, that does mean on turn 6, those Juggers can now turn and go get on that objective on the hill and take that point away.
Yeah.
they can do that. They could also kill the Pegasus and take that point
Maybe
as well.
if they can reach it. Yeah.
Yeah. And with Wild Charge, it's very possible. With an Overrun, it's very possible.
Yeah, they might be able to do it.
So we'll see how that goes. It just opens up a lot of options. I mean, he could also shit the bed with those dice rolls, but you see the donut on top of the unit. They still have their army-wide upgrade to re-roll 3 failed to hit rolls, which I'm sure he'll take because it's very important.
Yep.
And with the double 1s and not being, to my knowledge, devastated, the captain will also get his 5 attacks.
Yeah.
But he's Crush 1, not Thunder, so he still gets that wound on 4s. But like I said, if Derek's able to kill the Pegasus, it's Marcelo losing a point and him gaining a point.
Right.
If he can do it. If
Right.
he can do it.
So it depends on.
Yep.
Just bump the table. Like it's a damn pinball game or something.
Oh, I'm not allowed to look.
Just half the scores aren't in yet. That's all.
Yeah, that's probably fine.
So, Mike, not a great day to be an aristocrat?
I think you guys have been doing all right?
Oh.
I didn't look at that before I said that. I'm letting you know.
We're down to 2 people because Mike Austin had to go home. So.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. No.
Has Alex been doing good? I expected him to.
He's in that room somewhere. He's
there somewhere.
He's okay, but like one dude in the top third doesn't carry a club. I guess it depends on how Chris does against Thomas, but still, there's only 2 of us, so only 2 of us playing.
Everybody, just bear with us. We got both the guys taking some bathroom breaks real quick. I think Sunday is the break seal day. Everybody's bodies have been worn down from a weekend of polluting ourselves pretty horrifically.
And after that double 1, walk away from the table for a couple minutes. Everybody breathe.
Do a lap. It's really nice outside, as I found out when I.
It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day.
Of this.
Mark, you actually saw the outside? You saw the sun?
I had to go get my Jim Beam bottle out in the garage, so yeah.
Oh, I'm surprised you're still around.
Yeah, no, it did well. I left it at the cabin we were staying in and forgot it yesterday, so I was like, But it's fine. Kat was very kind to provide me with a bunch of vodka near the end of the night. So we're getting there. I think Marcelo's drinking a soda like a fucking adult. So, you know.
Who's still got a turn and a half to play for the tournament.
Yep, I don't have work tomorrow. It's fine. I'm not even driving home. Derek is.
There you go. You can sleep all the way.
I'm good. Yeah.
Like the second everybody's out of our house, Robin and I basically just collapse on a couch, like order dinner, turn on mindless television, and don't move for like 4 hours.
Yeah. I've been crushing Black Sails, even though that series ended like 5 years, 6 years ago.
Love Black Sails.
It's my first time, second time my girlfriend's watching it.
I didn't know what it was when I first started watching it, so I got like an episode or so in, and I was like, "Wait a minute, is this a fucking Treasure Island prequel?"
It is.
Oh my god, that's amazing! And so then I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna binge this whole thing straight through." Then
and that's what I've been doing.
See it. It's good stuff.
So it's been fun. So we got Marcelo doing his attacks on the Iron Beast with the Unicorn right now, I believe. I think he might have just wavered it. I saw a token thrown down. I still don't know which one is the Headstrong Aurora one.
The one near the tower is the Headstrong Aurora.
The one near the tower.
Oh, well, good for that. Might be able to attack anyway.
Are you supervising here, Brad?
I'm getting out of the way. I'm just watching the market.
You got a little sandwich? What's that, a pancake?
Oh, hey, watch that drink.
Just leaving your Cokes on the floor, you little bastard. What's up? Well, get some paper towels, man.
Yeah.
Gotta block that shit.
Pouring sodas on your floor.
I just want you to know that that wasn't me.
I know what you. I'm right here.
I have been innocent in all of this fucking weekend. I'm good. That rules.
All right. Meanwhile, there's a
so we're
game of
going.
Kings of War going on. Let's pay attention here.
So that ooh, that was a high roll.
I'd put it in the bathroom.
We got another waiver right there on the Juggers from the Unicorn. That's really good.
Ooh.
A high
Juggers
9 roll
don't have
waivers the
headstrong.
Juggers with a fucking or Pegasus. My bad, even worse than the Unicorn.
And the Juggers
Nice.
don't have headstrong, and I don't think there's any headstrong or there is.
The Headstrong Aura is on the Iron Beast, but it's held up by the Unicorn right now.
Yeah,
so
but
it
it's
is
one by the
not
tower.
making it over there.
I got a carpet cleaner later. I'll get it.
Yeah, Brad just leaving his sodas on the ground like an asshole. You hate to see it. Nothing says stable ground like carpet.
That was a 10
5 wounds on Harvester and a waiver.
and a 10 to waiver.
Still there though.
Yeah.
Still holding.
No, they should have gotten it. Oh, I guess I must have miscounted the something.
Once again, the interesting thing about this matchup and how the beginning of this game went is Marcelo isn't exactly killing everybody, but he's just buying more and more time where he kind of just has more tokens.
Yeah.
So it's still very, very uphill fight for Derek in that regard.
It is. It's solid scenario play on his part,
Right.
which is the smart way to play. Don't just run out and try to kill stuff.
It's just take your time because he doesn't have to do anything. It's nice.
Poor poachers.
Yeah,
Fuck
that's
those
not what I
poachers.
expected.
Oh,
Whatever. They can suck it.
Yeah, careful how you reform those. You don't want that fucking harvester disengaging.
well, it's wavered.
Oh,
It
it's
is
waiver.
wavered.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So you don't have to worry about that thing withdrawing and getting a sneaky flank.
Yeah, the waiver Juggers on the 9 from the Unicorn was just very, very crushing. 12 minutes on Derek's clock, so I guess he's going to go as fast as he can. He's kind of run out of time to sit there and think for 5 minutes at a time, which he's been doing per turn to try not to, get OGL run over.
Yep.
Which it's a hard thing to fight through.
The pig did not get. Oh, he didn't get the headstrong roll.
Oh.
I think the unicorn might eat it.
That sucks to suck.
Now, poachers don't have Pathfinder, so they'll be hindered.
They'll be hindered.
Possibly. Actually, poachers might have Pathfinder.
No, poachers do, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow. And it's a rear charge. Okay.
They're
they-
woodsmen.
Were they on the wall at all, or were they just coming out of the woods?
Just out of the woods. So
Okay, yeah, they should be fine.
Rear charge, 36 attacks.
Okay. Yeah.
4
All right, so there's Derek pulling the trigger on that as he needs
Pegasus.
to. It's not looking good for Derek. I can't lie.
Yeah.
Like he got a lot of those waivers that he really, really didn't need in his fucking life. Not even to kill the knights in the center. The Harvester could probably do that, but just to even get out of range of the knights who just broke through the poachers in itself. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Is this the only game left right now?
No, there's a few still going on.
Rally.
Gabe and Dale's still going on.
Wrapping up, though.
Okay, you chose rally. That makes sense.
Yep.
I don't think it's going to help that poor Mincer, though.
I mean, just depends on how much damage he does anyway. I don't know how many wounds those Forsaken have on him right now.
No, but the Mincer's wavered, so the Forsaken at the bottom will be able to hit it with.
Oh, I didn't even realize that guy was wavered too. I forgot. Yep. Never mind.
Everybody's waiver.
Yeah, a lot of really good waivers that didn't need to happen to Derek happen this turn. It's really going to lock down everything.
Right.
That sucks to suck.
We can go back and ask him after. Which would you have rather had? That snake eyes that Marcelo gave you, or the waivers? If you could swap them and have not gotten the snakes, but not gotten the waivers either.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the snake eyes, even if he didn't get the snake eyes, would have been fine in Derek's favor because he would have needed probably a 5 or a 6 to get into those
but if you
anyway.
got the 5 or 6, it would have been all bad. Like that was.
Well, yeah, man, but we're not talking about that. We didn't even get past the double ones yet. All right, you guys can't just pick and choose this as you go.
So here's random attacks from the probably the Iron Beast on the Pegasus.
Still trying to kill this fucking Pegasus. Life is meaningless.
Looks like what, 4 wounds, 5 wounds, something like that. Snakes twice.
Woo!
All right, finally picks it up in the bottom of turn 5 though. So limited options.
That, so
it
that
needs
right
to kill
there
something that is holding an objective. That's basically what it needs to do next turn.
Yeah, I'm not sure with those waivers that might have actually sealed the deal for Derek. Not even from a dying models perspective, just things getting around to take objectives.
Because right now in the bottom, Marcelo has 2 of the tokens.
He has 2 of the tokens, I believe, right now, and he still has 2 tokens at the top. Derek to leave his models from the token he had over there.
Yep.
Honestly, I don't even think Derek has any tokens right now.
All right, so these are the hindered poachers in the rear of the Pegasus.
Poachers trying to be fucking heroes right now.
Okay, hidden. Yeah, they did. So they were on the wall, so they are hindered on this charge, even though they have Pathfinder. 5 wounds to a Pegasus. Looks like a 7.
I think that got some.
And a 7.
All right, we're going.
I thought those juggers were waiver. Isn't that what that black?
If he gave them a Holt move, technically, I think they might still be in the combat.
They just reformed. Okay.
Yeah. I don't even know what that was right there, but it looks awesome. 7 wounds. Looks good.
Probably the Iron Beast on the.
Not snakes twice. Oh,
on those guys. Okay. On the Knights. All right. Well, that's a problem because they were standing on that objective. Sidestep. Run forward. There we go. Now, okay, so that's a point for Derek.
Yep.
That Harvester is now sitting on an objective, so that changes things a little.
And like I said, in a long stretch world, Derek kills that Forsaken unit, overruns with his cav like 4 to 6 inches, and might be in charge range, or he can just run up to the objective, and he'll control that and Marcelo lose that.
Look like those are the muster captain's attacks on the Forsaken Knights. So we'll see the Juggers next, and we'll see if he picks up that order of Forsaken behind the tower there.
I don't think they're inspired.
No, nothing.
Let's flip the camera in so we can see. And Marcelo stands there. Come on.
Thanks, Marcelo. We're going. So I think that's 2s. It looks like a decent amount.
Okay, let's flip back around.
Yep, picks him up. And we'll see right here. Like I said, I mean, he may as well go forward D6. He can go pick up that token anyway on the hill.
This is shaping up for a big turn for Derek.
Yep.
It's a lot of points picked up.
I'll see how far he goes. That looks like the 5 to 6. So like I said, even if he can't kill the Pegasus, as long as he stays out of range of those guys over in the forest who most likely do not have Pathfinder and cannot run through it.
Now those are men-at-arms.
Yep, he'll just
he can
hang out and take that point, and Marcelo loses a point while he gains one, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah. Top of turn 6.
Good God. Pegasus, this will be interesting too if he flies out with the Pegasus to stop the Juggers, which I imagine he will.
This game is still pretty close. I am not sure who's got it. I'm not sure.
All right, so he's going to leave.
Oh, I checked the Mincer to make sure you're out of range of the Mincer before you do that move.
Well, because it would have to come off an objective to come get him.
Yes, and they're both unit strength 1, so we'll see.
So he would have to kill it. Whereas with the Juggers, all he's got to do is get within 3.
Yep.
And
this could be Marcelo's last turn, so this is going to get weird.
It could be. And since the Juggers don't have Pathfinder, they can't run into that terrain, so they might not be able to get close enough without charging. Let's take a look at it from the other side. Where is that? Oh no, the token is pretty close to the edge of the terrain, so the Juggers can probably get.
And
there.
they have their nimble, so they can turn their base.
Oh, but if they needed wild charge to get there, they don't get the wild charge in a regular move. So by moving this, Marcelo might be keeping that objective out of reach of those Juggers.
That's fair.
Okay.
But he just lost the objective anyway by moving the Pegasus.
So. But he picked up the one in the middle. So like.
Well, at that point, like I said, Derek can just turn and just move over here probably.
Yeah.
It's a lot closer to that.
Yeah, but he's got him boxed out. He can't get within 3 of the objective with the Pegasus in the way. And he can't. And if he can't see them to charge, then I think Marcelo may have boxed him out.
Right.
We'll see what Derek does on his turn.
It's getting weird. Staying
Coming down the wire. They're still scrapping for it, man. Like, these results are
I don't think they even know how much that objective has moved. They have lost their minds. Yep. If anybody gets bored later looking at where that objective is, feel free to start back to the beginning of this stream and look where that is in the beginning, and you will laugh very hard. Yep. Now, interestingly enough, with the Iron Beast, who looks like he has not been wounded, that cleared the Pegasus. The Knights are unit strength 3, so they could outdo that for that token in the jungle, but he can also just move over 2.5 inches and probably have that if Marcelo doesn't contest it, so that's nice. It's going to get weird.
I think you have to take out the Juggers in the middle.
There's no reason not to take out the Juggers.
But the question is, with what? Do you send the Unicorn? Because the Iron Beast in the middle isn't really.
Well, the Iron Beast in the middle, if you leave him his devices, he is not wavered this turn. So if you don't attack him, he's just going to run towards that objective in the center of the table, probably. Not saying he definitely can get within 3 inches, but if I had to look at it, I would. And then your Harvester goes out and just starts punching the Pegasus in the face, who likely should kill him. It's all going to be a delicate balance these last turns. And I think depending on how this goes, a turn 7 might be really, really bad for Derek. So we'll see how it goes. Also to note, I'm sure Marcelo probably has a little bit more time on his clock to make normal decisions, whereas Derek might be running out of time quite a bit.
And how does it work for turn 7? Would Derek be even more pants on fire?
Yeah. And we're not doing the weird thing that somebody thought at a tournament once where they thought turn 7 wasn't on the clock, which is one of the most deranged things I've ever heard. But they are doing end phase. So if Derek's able to move a bunch of things into combat and he runs out of time and he's aimed the combat phase, he gets to roll all of his combats.
Oh. I've seen it done many different ways. I've seen it just like finish the combat that you're on, or finish.
I think giving someone a full phase allows them to kind of complete their last thoughts, and I feel like that leaves people with a lot less bad taste in their mouth overall. And I know you could just be like, well, play faster. But as you get higher in rounds in competitive play, I mean, things get harder. There's a lot more pressure, and recognizing that, I think, is important.
I'm not disputing it. I'm just saying the other things I've seen is like you get to finish whatever you're doing.
Whatever you were rolling, yeah. I've also seen people just be like, dice down when you do it. We'll see what happens.
What are they contemplating?
I don't know, because even though the Harvester was wavered, he's still fight 3 plus
on the hill.
3 on the hill. So they should mostly be line of sight blocked. Marcelo is removing things. Okay.
Well, yeah, if they're in sight. If you're doing that thing, whatever. That's fine. He's under pressure. He's making the decisions he's making.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Oh, yeah. What'll actually be really funny is if the poachers don't actually need to do anything next turn, they can literally just reform and just shoot the Pegasus with bows. $10 left on the clock. Yeah, 10 minutes left on Marcelo's clock. I imagine Derek has he has 5 minutes left. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, turn 7 for both of them. It might serve to have somebody there to make sure that the play doesn't jump out of control as people just make insane moves and don't measure things and shit like that. I always worry about that with clock issues. Apparently we are not charging the juggers. We are charging the juggers. Okay.
Yeah. It's a
I got
tough
weird
call.
for a second.
It's a tough call.
All right, there's the Green Lady. Flying the Cloak of Death, most likely. Really cool.
Alex, don't do your votes. Sorry, folks. It's coming down to end of tournament time, so the TO has to go around harassing people about
Oh, yeah.
wrap up
Gotta do what
things.
you gotta do.
Make sure that we're ready to give out awards as soon as the game's over, so folks can get out of here.
Yep.
Obviously,
All right,
Marcelo's
it's
doing
running
Cloak
over.
of Death.
Yep. It's just going places.
What are
Okay.
you doing with the
You're
unicorn?
getting weird. You're getting weird. Ray, your face is a man concern.
Well, I'm just trying to understand what the deliberation
Don't try.
with the unicorn
Don't
is.
try and understand it. Just let it happen to you.
Understanding is not required, only compliance.
Yep. Obey.
Ooh, dice.
Nice.
We have dice.
He failed his.
I don't even know what Derek's doing right now. That was haunting.
Failed his
Failed.
4 dice.
Host Shadow Beast.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Yeah, no host.
Yeah, no host Shadow Beast.
All right, we're going. Hectic game.
It really is.
Really is.
This is some down to the wire shit.
I fear for turn 7 if it happens. I really do.
Yeah, what I'm saying is I should have gone Black Ops Run last.
That was the heal right there. Heal 2 with the Conjurer Staff. I think it only healed 1. 2. Which means no Bane Chan, I think.
I don't think he thinks he needs Bane Chan because he gets the Thunderous one this turn.
He does.
Yep.
Oh, I already failed the Bane Chan. Never mind.
Nobody passes Bane Chan on the top table this tournament. We've decided
All right.
that.
Is this the Iron Beast getting murked?
Waver.
Wavered again. Still hanging out. He gets a headstrong roll again, so that's cool.
Don't worry, he'll never make it.
Why do you say that?
Because no one gets Bane Chant, no one gets Headstrong. It's the rule of the top table.
That's right.
Is that
Playing
the
in hard
rules?
mode. Playing in hard mode. That's what's up.
We did see some tragic Bane Chant this weekend on like everybody's side.
On like 3 dice.
Yeah, like just not happening for people. All right, I imagine this is either the Forsaken or the Knight.
I think this is the Harvester. Oh, no. Poor Juggers.
This Jugger's getting their face beaten in.
9 wounds, yeah.
That looks good.
That's a very high roll there.
That looks still good.
And that is high enough. All right, but now what you do? You've got
Now,
him there.
this gets difficult because of that turn 7 possibility.
Yeah,
Well, he passed the...
'cause they killed something, but now they're not on an objective.
Yeah. Well, also, I guess the poachers can just block and just say screw it. And the Iron
Or
Beast is
the
free
Iron
to go
Beast
over there and get a
can,
point. Well, the Iron Beast... Well, yeah, I guess the Iron Beast could go into them. Well, no, assuming the Harvester dies, the Iron Beast might have to get in there. Dale's sneaking in to grab his stuff. That little slut. All right. Well, see what we got here. Is that hits? No, that's wounds.
No, that's the wounds. 8 wounds, it looks like.
It's a good position to be in. So, ideally here, if he doesn't lock down the Knights, he could reposition those guys. Oh, no, he's just moving up.
Can a large cav base cover 2 objectives?
I don't think so.
No.
It's not.
It's
It's not a full 6 inches, is it?
a horde can barely do that.
Actually, large cav horde could on an angle. 150 by...
Well, he's not nimble, so I don't think that's happening right now.
Yes. Yeah. Cat, make sure to do your votes. Your and bug Steve to do his too. And Brian, you do your votes. You're in the tournament votes. You're doing them right now. Cool. Excellent. Good man.
Now, by moving up, he didn't give the flank to the poachers on the order of Forsaken, because that'd be embarrassing.
See what Derek does. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of time, so we'll see how this goes.
So, quick score count. Marcelo still has that 1 in the top right. Marcelo has
3. Yep.
Has 3 to Derek's current,
Yep.
what, 2?
1, 2, 3. And Derek currently could have 1 right there and has 1 right there. So Derek could have 2 pretty uncontested for turn 6.
Derek could have 3.
well,
Bottom,
let's see what he
middle,
wants to
and
do.
top.
Could.
All right, so we're charging into the unicorn?
The unicorn. Because if he kills the unicorn, that's 2 bonus points for him because he's trying to kill individuals.
All right, so this is where it gets weird because if we go to a turn 7 and he's giving the flank to those
And
Forsaken,
it's like
they rip him
sitting
up.
we're like sitting on a draw.
Yeah,
Going into
he's
turn
looking.
7 on the top table in the last round. Y'all are killing me with this shit, man. This is too nerve-wracking after this weekend.
It's too nerve-wracking, and they're running out
potentially
of
have
time.
a draw
so
at the bottom of turn 6 going
And
into.
They don't have the
updates.
time to think these things out, which is haunting. This is too much. My body.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Yeah. Oh fuck. Just running down that clock.
How many wounds are on that Order of Redemption regiment?
Not a lot, I don't think.
Not enough, man. Yeah, he could try and block them just in case for the turn 7 and just take the night charge hindered. But they'll get the point if they charge in.
But you can put the poachers in.
You can put the poachers into them, but the Forsaken can fly, so they can just go fly into the Iron Beast side. Just take him the fuck out.
I thought that was a flank.
Alright, so here we
See,
go.
but even that doesn't resolve your issue, because if the Knights charge in, they out-unit strength you.
Correct.
So I don't know what he really gained by that positioning.
Low time, man. Low time.
Yep. At some point, it's just I have to cut my losses. Okay, so he can move them forward, move them 3.
Yep. He had 5 minutes when he started this turn. He's probably already down to like 2 minutes, something around there. It's not good. That's why he's just. You see how frantic his hands are moving.
All right.
He's going to take.
We're going to go for the one in the middle. Yep. That's smart.
Very smart.
Because he can take that point away from Marcelo with unit strength.
And that gives
All right.
him
Well, that puts
3.
him at 3 points to
Now
Marcelo's
Marcelo's 2.
1, 2. So it's going to come down to a turn 7 roll probably.
Yep.
Yep. So he's going to do his
All right.
attacks.
Try to kill this unicorn for his 2 bonus points.
Oh yeah, that would be really good too.
Everything is very close in this tournament right now.
And I think Marcelo is winning his scenario as well.
He does. He's got more unit strength on his half the table than Derek has. by virtue of that being the final position of those Redemption Knights, the Men-at-Arms up in the top corner, and those Forsaken Knights right down at the bottom.
Did he kill the unicorn?
Nope.
It doesn't matter. Let's get it back at ACO anyway. All right, I don't. Is that the game? Game
Yeah.
over. Is that 3-2?
Sure.
3-2.
3-2. That's Derek.
Is that game?
That's game.
That is game.
3-2
3-2 for Derek. Congrats, Derek. That is a
Derek
very
wins Vanguard for
close.
the second year in a row.
Maybe. Let's
Maybe.
wait and see what
Maybe,
the soft
right.
scores turn out to be.
The soft scores. I always forget.
Convenience.
Convenience.
Oh, you saw Ray. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, he's there.
All right,
so many
folks.
books, Ray. So many books.
They're gonna add up their results here, and we're gonna get ready to do awards. I'm not planning on streaming the awards because the spreadsheet will be updated as soon as the tournament is over, so everybody can go look and see who won. But chances are we're talking congrats to Derek. Chances are we'll see what the final soft scores end up being. But there you go. So I'd like to thank everyone for watching. I'd like to thank Mark and Sean for helping me out, and Ray for popping in.
Oh, yeah. It's been a blast.
This has been a great time. I don't really have much
getting
else to
there,
say other than I've got some people to bother about submitting some last minute votes, make sure that all the stuff gets put away, and then a bunch of awards to give out.
Yeah.
So,
I think we had a good test run for our stream setup. We can definitely make it better. I think by the time we get to Masters, you and I are going to be killing it. So we'll see how it goes.
I think so. We might get one more practice event.
Yep.
All right. Well, everybody, take care of yourselves, and we will see you next time. If not in a few months, then probably next year. So take care, and we'll see you.